Okay. Let's not jinx it.
Hello! We should now be on! Welcome to Bela'Dun and Beyond!
Hello.
Welcome stream.
Wait screen transition. There's a thing for transitions in OBS. I haven't touched it. I will at some point.
One day.
Cool. So, Ulrich / Taran. Recap us up.
Hello. Oh, well. It was Sarah 26, midday. That's what I listed. I don't even know if that's right. But
I think it is.
I felt like it was. The group rejoined the convoy. We had a wonderful time defeating a very horrid hag and recuperating amongst the rest of the group. Egtha was fine. She didn't die at all. She might do soon. We don't know.
I like
Maybe.
these empty threats.
I know, Taran's all about killing Agatha. Man.
I know.
Who knows?
Someone has something against
knows
me.
if
She's
I'm
saving the
serious.
world, Taran.
She could be the
Don't
key.
know that.
Forget the war. Taran's only goal is to kill that chicken.
That's a terrible goal. You have to reevaluate your life.
Everyone, after recuperating a small bit, found out some rumors were going around the camp. We heard about various bits of information that had been gathered from an elven prisoner, I believe it was, that there was an elven capital by the name of S52, which was to be our location, our heading, as it were, and told stories of this heavily armored man that had arrived there, offering power and all kinds of unknown things. Could be a lie, who knows? And then there's big lore, because there was a lot of stuff, and I was very overwhelmed. But there was a lot
I wrote that.
Yes.
I wrote overwhelming war. Law.
War.
Law.
There will be a war.
Oh yeah, no, this is it. So, insert. Heavily armored human man went to SV some time ago.
Silverton.
Oh, Silvertomb. I put that at the top so that I could code. He offered power to everyone that opposed him. Eventually, he saw the council, brackets, who are they? He would ruin forces with a ritual to ruin who came to them. That's what I wrote. The council agreed to his terms. At the same time of his offer, they sent out spies, brackets, including Grim, your advisor to the king. Because of Stelvan, the bad man, and some elves wanted to attack as they were weak, but many disagreed about starting a war and peace should be kept. They went through with it anyway. Some elves thought they had gone too far already. Still agreed to do the powerful ritual, summoned and imprisoned a celestial being, brackets. Ooh! They now have...
How did you spell that?
It's like a capital O, a lowercase o, a capital O, and then H.
I wanted to know how you spelt the breath in at the start.
Oh, I didn't know. They now harness its power, brackets bad. The elves that oppose the war are still at SV, like a subgroup who disagree, but are not majority of the council. Even though the general population don't agree with the war plan, corrupt council want power. The main force of SV army marched, bracket those who are allied with Badman, on Stelvan months ago and are super close. Uh-oh. Oh, and then I put notes at the bottom. Do any of us recognize the human from our visions? Celestial being, Nemea's patron thing? The fallen exile is bound to the ground. That's it.
Bound to the ground.
The energy.
That's her,
The energy.
That's her slogan. That's what's on her cereal.
Bound to the ground.
The fallen exile, bound to the ground. By now.
Okay, you can carry on, Ulrich. That was my insert.
I will now continue the recap for
good
Bela'Dun
insert
and
that
Beyond,
was.
sponsored by the Fallen Exile series.
Bound to the ground.
Exilios. Get them in all good stores.
I don't take well to this bashing of my poor patron.
This mockery of
My
your
poor
deity.
prison girl.
I had in there and everything. It's these guys you should have a problem with.
I put Agatha make many egg. I know she hasn't made many eggs yet, but she will.
She made 12.
There's a lot of eggs.
She made
There's
12.
a lot of eggs. Yeah, and I put Aresia discusses info with Ferdy in relation to the Elven force approaching Stelvan. So there was a small discussion and such. Lots of undead-related spell discussion. Taran doesn't know about that, but some such to do with... Oh, who is it that... I didn't even put the name down here, but the enchanter dude was talked to. There was a
Buxom?
bowl and some scrying. Buxton, that's the one.
Oh, that was great. I love that bit.
Some
Sorry.
cool stuff.
Oh, that's when Aresia was trying to find out about her mum.
Hmm. And then he realized that all along, the other time he tried it, they were probably dead. Makes a lot of sense. So, mysterious stuff happening with Aresia and her most likely mum. The party argues about the plan, in brackets, as usual. Happens a lot. Oh, okay, it happened afterwards. There was undead-related spell discussion before because it was with Livia and stuff. And then afterwards, Aresia seeks the location of her mother and shares a small moment with Asteros, which I thought was quite nice. And yes, the military prepares for the assault on Silver Tomb. End of
Cool.
session.
So, I think
Didn't
we
we
got...
actually walk into Grassland?
Yes.
We did,
I
yeah.
believe we got to here.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was too hype at that moment to really pay attention.
I mean, you're not
I'll
wrong.
make a save for
The
fight.
army are moving forward.
Cool.
That's all that's happening.
There's a couple of things in my notes about this, and I definitely need more up-paced music. If you're on the Twitch stream, close the Twitch stream, because at some point it's going to uncover things for you that I don't want you to see. So don't be on Twitch.
Not even touched it.
And I don't have any other notes above my normal notes, like how many splinters Aresia has or anything like that, so we're all good, I think. For the note takers... 3 splinters. For the note takers of today, which I think is Max, it is Rora 10 of the year 435. That's the date, because there was some time lapse between last session and actually moving into position for this war. You've been told what to do in terms of, like, what the general idea is. The intention is to assault the main forces that have come to meet you on the battlefield. And the intention is that those forces will be decimated to a point that you can push past them, and then assault the city and essentially overrun the place, take control of it, and then Stalvin will be in control of Silvertomb. The understanding with the current situation in Silvertomb versus Stalvin is that Stalvin has sent its primary military force to assault Silvertomb without realizing Silvertomb has done the same thing with Stalvin. So the chances are that as you guys are readying up for this attack, they may well be readying up for one in Stalvin at the same time. And as a result of that, you know that whilst the forces that are coming to meet you will be numerous, they may not be as numerous once you reach the city. So it's more a case of, we think that if we can overcome this initial force, that will be the whole thing. It won't be a case of win this battle and then still have to deal with the war. This is the end game. Let's see. Having formed up and ready for war, the group stand before the elven enemy force about to assault their forces and then their capital. I'm going to find music before I describe this next thing.
Didn't you say all the stuff about, like, things will be happening quite fast paced?
That's what I'm going to go over again, yeah. Get ready to fight! 1 hour epic battle workout mix.
Sure, that sounds about right.
That'll work, probably. It sounds like it starts a bit orchestral, but that might just be the intro. So let's play
Orchestral's
this.
fine. Orchestral works for war, I would say.
I don't know if it's going to play. Oh, I'm going to kick it and try again. That wasn't it. There we go. It's 10 hours horn noises. Battle music. Cool. So, like I did say last session, what we're going to do next is going to be quite quick to attempt, in some respect, to simulate the ongoing nature of this fight. So if you take too long to decide things, or if you take too long on your turn, I may skip you. I'll try and come back to you if possible. And later on, because I think the whole thing's going to be quite freeform, possibly until near the end of the session, depending on how far we get. Like if you don't respond quickly enough to what you want to do, that might result in me basically just saying, okay, time's up, and then describing what happens. So bear that in mind. I think I also said last session that the large Stalvan symbol at the bottom centre represents King
Like the
Andablath,
forces.
his son, who is the leader of the King's Guard, Gabriel, and their assorted King's Guard. There's about as many of them as there are of you, but it seems as though they're there as kind of generals leading rather than individual forces that will be moving forwards. Sevi has a
That bit
question.
at the bottom is chopped off for me.
What bit at the bottom?
Like last time, I could see the whole Starving symbol on a
Just
bunch of
zooming in
people.
there.
Scroll,
around
just,
fix
it's
it,
just
just
zooming.
sometimes.
Yeah, it's just roll 20 being funny.
Is it?
Yeah, like scroll and
Oh,
zoom.
I see.
That's all it is.
Okay, sorry.
I'm going to try and stay at this zoom level because it's perfect for the stream. I don't
Oh, that's
think
annoying.
I
I'd
can
rather be
get
closer,
any-
but I chop stuff off if I am. Okay, no worries, sorry.
Closer. Is it going to fuck up? Oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
Stream sees nothing whilst I try and rearrange this. Okay. Cool. So, I don't think we rolled initiative. I don't think we had time. Did we? Did we roll initiative?
Not that I remember.
Scroll up.
I don't think we did. I don't have everyone in the initiative order. So, why don't you guys all roll initiative?
I don't think we did.
Skadoosh. Terrible.
This is not, like, the kind of music I wanted.
This is like a movie trailer, not the actual movie.
Yeah, like, I'm almost certain I just heard the, like, Inception noise.
5!
Was that better or? Oh, it was better by 1. Mine's terrible.
Oh.
I
Oh,
want
damn it.
5
I like
minutes
going
23.
Well, Retty is in there, quick sharpish. And Vice. Oh, so close to a nat 20 as well. I love a nat 20 on initiative.
Let's hope my rolls continue to be like this for the rest of this battle, at least.
You realising that now you've literally said that we're all going to roll terrible all night.
Yeah,
Well,
all of us,
you know,
every single one.
If I have, it's just
Curse the dice. Alright, we'll see if this is any better. Okay, so, Oressia with the 20. And that didn't change anything. There we go. Olivia 5. You were already on 5. Nemea hasn't got 1. 8. Vice 21. Is that Taran with a 4? Yep.
Goddamn right.
Okay, so, I should have probably not made these all blue. You can be blue too. They all kind of need to be blue too. It's right at the bottom, in a stupid place. Okay. God, this is long. At least the music's closer now.
Yes.
I'll send dramatic music to Discord anyway, just in case.
If you have any specific ones that you're interested in, feel free. Alright, so there's the blue guys numbered. So when it comes to their turn, I'm just going to take any one of them and add a turn for them. Sweet. Well, I rolled about average, so... Let's drag this down. I don't think the stream can see it anyway. It's mainly for me at this point. Cool. So, Vice, you are first. Before the whole speed round thing goes down, you guys are standing in front of the woods that you see in front of you. It is... Let me find the time. It's kind of late morning. And it's bright enough that you can see sort of what you're seeing. As I described last session, this is only a cross-section of the entire battle. There are more Stalvan soldiers off to the right of you and more potential enemies in the trees, and the same over to the left of you as well, but we're going to focus on you guys because otherwise it would be stupid. I can tell you about all the fictitious people that you can't see, but it'll take ages. So you do have some moments if you wanted to discuss any sort of strategy. I'm going to give you about 7 minutes. And that's all of you.
Wow.
I say if anything, stick together as a unit. Make sure we don't split up.
Yeah.
Be too far.
Yes,
think-
please.
I
Can
think
you
we
guys
should
all
stay
stay
together.
close? Because if I need to heal you, I need to bear in mind I have to be able to get to you and touch you to heal you. in
I'm
most
the
scenarios.
longest. I'm the longest range caster, so maybe I should stay at the back,
Yes,
Um,
please do.
For
and
sure.
all of us stay together as a group, and not advance. Say more than 15 meters at a time, because we don't know how many enemies there are clustered together, and we could all just go straight into an area where we're surrounded by enemies. So we should probably take it quite slow.
Sure.
Does
So
anything-
on that subject, sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Sorry. On that subject of clusters, I would suggest taking advantage of my ability to blow a bunch of people away.
Kaboom!
Yeah.
Mhm.
So this is probably a good opportunity to utilize that. Providing that there is a lot of hostiles, I would imagine so.
Yeah, I think
So-
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you keep front?
I will
Nearer
keep
the
front
front.
because I'd rather that you
The
guys.
mayor keeps back. I'll stay in the middle.
Yeah. Because I'd rather that you guys have an opportunity. If you don't have the opportunity to move back, then at least I can move forward away from you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do
Very
any of you have
wise.
pots? Potions, in case I can't get to you.
I do.
I do. Yes.
I do. Does anyone? Has everyone got something?
Yes, I have something.
Right. Well, I've
wine.
got 3. Does anyone not have a reasonable amount?
How many do you
I have,
all
Like,
have?
I've
how
got
many do we
3.
have?
You've got
I-
3. You've got 3.
I have 2 on my person, and I can buck myself up if I need to.
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
got one, but it's a
Okay.
very powerful one.
Or Nemea, do you want
I've
to
got
take
one
this
big-
common potion?
How much is that?
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, that's half as good as the one I've got, so that'll be good.
Yeah, so you take that.
2d4 plus 2.
I'll keep
2,
one on me
4.
for spare.
2 common.
I will do my best to obviously keep you all up and heal you as much as possible. Just be aware of, you guys know how far I can run, roughly. So if you're miles away and you don't think it's viable for me to get to you and you're looking rough, obviously just remember, sort of keep that in mind.
Right.
So we're agreed, Vice and myself up forwards.
I'll
I'd
support
say-
you
Fall
behind
back,
with the
you'll-
magic.
Yeah.
Yep. So Taryn and Amaya bringing up the rear, and Livia, you'll be
I will keep middle and come up front
mid-range.
when needed. Hmm.
Wonderful. Great strategy, team.
Cool.
Do you guys
So-
have any idea on what, any specifics? Do any of you have any spells, long-lasting spells that you want to cast before? Like stuff that lasts
No.
more than a minute.
Not really.
Reminder to put your health on. If you
Oh,
haven't.
yeah, that's true. That is
As you all know,
helpful.
I'm very physical, so I will be going after the biggest threat of any cluster.
Sure.
If there are any mages or any clerics
Mhm.
that are healing the group, I think it's wise that we target
Yeah.
them first.
Yeah. Also, I think based on Aresia's combat ability, I think I'll be more than likely inspiring you the most, Aresia, because you're probably going to be
In the thick of
more
it.
in the middle of everything than me.
Mhm.
So, guys, just FYI, don't feel bad if I don't inspire you guys. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll
Cool.
appreciate the support.
I think Aresi
Sure.
has a point in that we should keep an eye out for. There may not be, but keep an eye out for any kind of casters, and definitely go
Yeah.
for them first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
We can all remember the invisible man that kept shooting fire at us, and that we don't want another
Yeah.
repeat of that.
Yeah.
Invisible
I'd rather
man.
not.
Do you not remember the one who gave me the cracks in my horns? After
Wasn't
sent
that-
me flying with a grand ice spell?
Was he there?
Oh, it's Taryn.
Oh yeah.
I was
Oh,
shockingly.
He's so...
cool.
I'm sure he would have told him about it.
I fumble about towards my ears like they're definitely not
Roll
pointing.
history.
Nat 20. Please tell me I get it.
You remember everything as if you were there in a past life.
In terms of general strategy, do we want to keep to the side and try and move round?
Yes.
I assume we want to try and let the army go in.
Yeah.
I don't know what the term is to go. Like, is it flanking?
Yeah.
Yes.
Am I making
Yeah.
things up?
Yeah.
We'll be
Yeah.
the ones
No,
flanking.
no. I think it's best. You're right, Olivia. I think it's best that we stay on this side. As long as Lieutenant, if you agree.
Cut
it'll
him
be
from the side.
Of
best if
course.
we were to move.
However, do keep in mind that while there are many squads here who'll be fighting forward and defending their own camps, do not do anything to jeopardize them or harm our comrades. Do think outside of our own squad.
Sure.
Sure.
So convincing.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
Of course.
Um,
Whatever you say.
I have a spell that I could cast. I have mage armor that I could chant your armor.
Do you cast it?
Trying to be as RP as this. I'm wondering who to cast it on because Livia
Is
has
it
a
not
very high
self?
AC.
I thought it was
is it
self.
just self?
It might not
I
be
think
self.
it is. Oh.
But
no,
it's,
you touch a willing creature who isn't
yeah.
wearing armor.
Generally, it, like,
Mm.
so everyone's wearing armor except you and Taryn.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll gladly take it.
But it's 13 plus
I-
dex, so it depends what your AC
Yeah.
is versus what your dex is.
Yeah. Work it out.
It's
Okay.
not good for me. I realise that's why I didn't take the spell, because my is already 13 plus dex.
What is your?
Yeah, because of your
you're
dragon.
13, aren't you?
I have 14 AC because I have 1 dex.
Yeah.
I will
Lucy, what's
cast
your
it
dex?
on myself because
Okay.
my dex is 2. Like the
So it puts you up to 15. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
decent.
So
Good
I will
choice.
cast a mage armor on myself.
Cool. As you do, you see the king and the king's guard forces step back a little bit, kind of recede back towards the Stalvan side of the map. Some of the king's guards step forwards and fill in some of the positions of the other flanking. So like this guy and this guy, they both come in to hold these positions, but it seems as though the king intends on being a kind of 1.5 wave or second wave of reinforcements into this battle. He's not going to be as on the front lines as you guys and the squadrons that are currently here. So, Vice, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
I would like to
They
try and
send
get a bit of
through
view.
the order to attack and basically shout.
Sure. I'd like to just scout ahead,
Uh-huh.
try and
So,
reveal a bit more.
if you want to move yourself,
Over.
you've got what, 6 blocks? 6 blocks. If you want to move, and then
do.
I'll reveal. You don't have to move the whole thing.
Yeah. That enough?
I mean, you're behind a tree,
Five.
so.
Oh, am I? Oh, well then here.
Oh, sorry, you can't really see the tree, can you? My bad. Hang on.
I was a bit like, is he?
Well, that was terrible
Oh.
revealing. Now I'm just going to cut this whole section off. There you go.
Ah, that tree.
Ah,
See.
that one.
I thought you meant the one he was standing next to, this one, and I was like, he's not.
No, that's
though."
more like a bush.
Like it's a
With
bush.
that in mind,
Um,
let me do this a little bit then. Just so you can see the trees a bit better. There we go.
I don't know what you did, but I will take
No,
it.
me either.
I revealed more of
Um,
the trees, so now when I say you're behind
Oh,
a
I
tree, you'll be
see.
able to see the tree.
Yeah.
I see.
You've trimmed it.
I see.
I see.
I see. Yeah, sure. And I right now.
Are you moving
I'm
more?
just gonna report back. Well, I don't think I can move anymore. Hang on.
You've only
You
moved
got
like
5 feet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, I can. Then move one more. One more right here.
okay, cool. So let me just do
Scout out
this.
ahead.
Ah.
Ah.
Oh my god, Elkas, it's you.
Okay, sure. I'll just report back the guys.
So shout that back.
Yeah, I'll shout it back that I see 3 hostiles on the left. Not sure what type of hostiles
Is
they
that
are. Really. I
some
don't really
kind
know.
of
How I do that either?
big pointy shoot thing?
Oh,
God.
shame. Yeah, I didn't even see
Where
that.
is
Damn,
this?
I'm a shit scout. I didn't even
The
see
mayor,
that.
who's in like another country. It's like, what's that over there?
Okay, I'm gonna just shout out, I don't know, like ballista or something. I'm assuming that's what it is.
So what you see is
It's like a-
reminiscent of a ballista, but it seems
Yeah.
to be like it's not perfectly carved or sanded down piece of wood. It seems to be like the branches are very untreated, and they're curved
Organic.
either naturally or bound by some sort of general flow of magic around the whole thing.
Okay.
It seems as though that the wood elves have turned to almost unnatural means and then approached it from a kind of more in keeping with their people way to provide
Okay.
siege weaponry for this battle. Which is not
Okay.
something that Starvin has.
Wonderful. So, guys, we're dealing with potentially a ballista by the looks of it.
We should
Huge
get that
crossbow.
taken out.
I think, yeah, we should target that if possible. But we have got 3 grunts on the way. Hopefully they're grunts.
So you do anything else on your turn?
No.
Aresia, you are up.
Mm-hmm. I will move. Oh, hang on, where's my... Oh, my person's there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just move forward to support Vice, or just be nearby. And that'll be it.
Okay, cool. It is then these guys go. So, one of them is going to try and hit you, Vice. That's not very good. That's a 14.
Oh, I was going to say, don't forget slime armor.
Oh yeah, you had
disadvantage.
disadvantage anyway, but the 14's going to miss. The next one would have hit. Cool. So as I just need to turn the music down slightly. As you come into view and you see these people, and you see the description of the ballista, a number of them kind of pop out from behind larger bits of the bushes and the trees and the obscurity, and you see the one of them fire a crossbow. It looks as though they're wielding swords and crossbows or bows, short bows, all of them kind of differently adorned. And this one's going to attack you. Then Aresia, this one is going to attack you. That's a 22, so that will hit you. He is going to have to step down to get you, though.
Oh, I didn't see him.
No, he was
Yeah, I
still
did not
behind
see
a
him, yeah.
tree from your visual. I'm going to uncover that section now. Here we go.
Can he see me behind that tree?
Yeah, this one here is like it. You're going to have more vision range than like the trees suggest, because a lot of it is trunk. So don't worry about like, can I shoot him perfectly through this tree? It's only if you're directly through the middle that the answer's probably going to be no.
Okay.
So he will hit with that hit, and that is 5 damage from a crossbow bolt.
Okay.
I'm going to move him down to here to do that. And that's their turn. Next up is this squadron led by Asteros. They're going to come down up to here. And as they do, they're going to be throwing back, like, information. As everyone moves, like, slowly forwards, a lot of people are throwing back information and shouting kind of locations and stuff like that. And as a result, I'm going to reveal their kind of visual of the map as well.
Is Asteros technically in this battle then?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So
Say hey,
this
bro.
is Asteros' token. He is leading this squadron. Okay, so they uncover what they uncover. They're going to fire off some shots. That's awful. That's awful. That's okay. Okay. Let me roll damage. Okay, so you see one of Asteros' squadron fire off an arrow from a short bow. and you hear kind of cries of battle in the distance. It sounds as though one of them may have been hit. It is then their turn, the yellow one. So this one's going to go for you, Vice. That's a miss, so an arrow just flies past you. This one is going to step down and do the same against you, Oresia. That is a 23, so that will hit. And you take 6 damage from that arrow shot. I'm not going to move the rest of them because they're not close enough to engage. It is then the green's turn. Also, this guy's moving forwards and attacking these guys. That will hit. Cool. I'm just going to mark these with hits instead and worry about everything else in specific detail when it's relevant to the players rather than what is going on with the rest of the squadron. Cool. I'm also going to do this and add that there. Nemea, you're up. Did the music end?
I will
Yep.
move.
It thinks it's still playing. It's
it's-
just oddly
it's still
quiet
playing.
now.
Yeah.
I can't hear it at all.
No, it's definitely on. It's just a bit. It's that calm before the storm again.
Yeah.
When people realise like what's happened and try and gather their thoughts.
Oh yeah, I hear it now. It's building.
Yeah.
I hear it.
What are you doing, Nemea?
I cast an Eldritch Blast on purple 3.
Okay, how much damage?
14.
Okay, cool.
I rolled it 20. I'm assuming that would hit.
It will, yes. So as you Eldritch Blast this one down behind the tree, you manage to fire it perfectly that it kind of hits him in the chest and singes, creating a bit of a crater a bit deeper than you originally thought. He kind of gets hit to the ground about here. Come on, you bitch. There we go. And seems to die from what you can see. He's not getting back up. He's not moving.
Woo!
Wow.
Anything else on your turn?
I'm gonna say, everyone go for the ballista.
I'm gonna say, everyone go for the ballista.
Okay.
Ah.
100.
Livia, you're up.
I was crunching, so I was on mute. Okay, cool. First up, can I cast... Well, not can I. I'm going to cast Beacon of Hope
Okay.
and attach it to... 1, 2, 3... Everyone. Including myself. Everyone's within 30 feet, so I can attack everyone.
So they're tagged. It's not an aura on you, right?
Mm-hmm. I choose any number of creature, and then thereafter, while I have the spell up, they have advantage on Wisdom saving throws, Death saving throws, and regain all maximum hit points from any healing,
Is it everyone including you or everyone except you?
including me. Well, you decide. It says choose any number of creatures within range.
Yeah, you're a creature within range, but how... Oh, any number. Then yeah, it's you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah. I would have done Astros, but he's not within 30 feet of me, so
that's fine.
pass.
We won't worry about the other squadrons to that degree.
So anytime any gets any kind of healing, potions, spells, anything, it's maximum. And guys, try to remember that you had advantage on all Wisdom saving throws and Death saving throws. Hopefully, you won't need to.
Yeah, say that last bit again. We have what?
Advantage on Wisdom saving throws and
Yeah.
Death saving throws.
Okay.
The healing, is that just potions or does that count for like
Spell,
abilities
any
as well?
kind of
Yeah.
healing. We
Okay.
maximum number of hit points possible from any healing is specifically what it says.
Thank you.
That's my action. And then as my bonus,
Sorry. Just read what's going to happen.
I haven't, so I don't know how you're doing that.
No.
No, what Vice said.
and then
I've
I'm
whispered. Whispered.
Oh, okay, fine.
Gonna... That makes sense.
Carry on then, Livia.
Oh, you whispered. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Could have said anything. You
Oh,
know?
I dumped it.
You would have been all
I
out
dumped
there.
2.
Oh, that's
Just
special
delete
for me.
one. I'll delete
I'm
one.
gonna. She
Thanks.
thumbs up.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stick it. No.
Where it
it's
is.
within 60 feet. Hit. I'm gonna hit 3. Well, try to hit 3.
Okay.
Plus 8. No, that's a 6, not an 8. What?
You didn't put the plus. So what's the plus?
Oh, it's because it says 8. So 8.
So 16, yeah?
So 16. Yeah.
That'll hit.
No jokes. D8 plus. Got too many cards out. 7 damage.
7 damage, okay, cool. Okay, it spins around, cutting into him. He kind of can't really see where that came from, is a bit confused. Is that your whole turn?
I
Yes.
might move a little bit, and then I'm done.
Okay, move then. Cool, I'm moving these guys up here.
Done.
They're going to throw out some attacks. Okay. That's terrible. That's terrible. So we're going to have this guy. 6. Cool. Taryn, you are up.
I want to try something, basically. I want to cast Alter Self,
Okay.
and my intention is I want to change my features and characteristics to extend the blue scales amongst my entire body, elongate my teeth into fangs and sharp teeth, and make my eyes almost kind of a menacing glow.
Okay.
And also give my horns just for some extra spice.
Oh.
And then I want to take the dash action. Just no, because I've already used my action. Never mind. I'll just do my full movement. 5, 30. Just to here. And that will be it for me.
Okay, cool. It is then the squadron to your left. They also move forwards. Which is going to give us more of the map.
Yes, the music is fitting.
Yeah, good choice, Lucy.
Is fitting.
Welcome. I love this.
Vice, it is your turn.
Sweet. Okay, cool. I'm going to move. Why can't I click on myself? I'm going to move. Can I move here?
I think it would
It's
be...
well, I'm on top of the sword.
Yeah, no,
so
I think
don't
it
know
would
if
be a
that's
bit
problem.
difficult. I would maybe go to...
There?
Yeah. I don't think you can stop in the space of an ally, so I would say that you probably can't stop in the space of that sword without it cutting you on the same time as the other thing. You are right in front of that ballista. I would say that you are probably sharing its thing at that point. You might need to go one down. I'd probably allow one up. Yeah, you're definitely in range of hitting the ballista there, and the yellow guy if you wanted to.
Cool. Can I do Thunder Wave, please?
Yeah, sure.
Level 2. I'll do a level 2 Thunder Wave.
Okay.
No. You?
No.
Thunder
Yeah.
Wave?
Thunder Wave,
Hell yeah.
guys!
What's the
I
save?
see that coming.
That's it. It's a con save.
Versus...
Versus...
What's your DC?
My DC is... Sorry, excuse me.
6.
Is 16.
Okay, 2 pass, 2 fail.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Do they take half or
I
nothing?
think
They
they
will
take
take half damage. One will take half damage,
Yeah.
whichever one. Yeah.
So this guy's a pass, this guy's a fail, this guy's a pass, this guy's a fail.
Left fail, right pass.
15 halved to 7. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Then
Will that
can't
hit
tell
the
what-
ballista as well?
it will hit the ballista. That does count. So he takes 15. The one closest to you takes 7. This guy takes 7. The ballista takes 15. I need to check the ballista's health. 15. Ballista is
No.
down.
Yes! Sweet.
So as
Taryn
you
does a very approving smile.
as you run forwards, seeing the kind of spectral blade spinning in front of you, the glowing purple energy from either side, you recognize this as a sort of friendly ally, but not one that you can damage. You move into this surrounded position, look back over your shoulder just once quickly, and then push your hands down towards the ground, emanating this huge booming thunderous sound as the electric energy floods out around you, killing 2 of the wood elves and dismantling the magics within this ballista to such a degree that it just falls apart. What's the word? Obliterated around you. This guy seems very weakened, and you can see the kind of electrical energy flowing over him and statically subsiding as he is very much focused on you now. But it is Aresia's turn.
Oh, I'll just bardic inspire
Yeah,
myself.
go for it.
By the way.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Aresia, what do you want to do?
Okay. I'm just going to advance forward. My 30.
Advance! That's a thing.
Yeah. I'll just come join Vice. And don't think I can do anything else at the minute.
No, you're not in range of an enemy. Melee
No.
range.
No, so that's it. I'm just moving forward and that's my lot.
Okie dokie. Go away, phone thing. Cool. It is then purples. So, this guy's coming down here. This guy's coming here. These guys are coming here. Cool.
I like that you've done it as color groups.
It helps me.
So yeah. Imagine trying to do it for every single one of these guys. Oh my lord.
It's a 20 to hit you, Vice, on the one that was aimed at you. I don't know if you want to use your Bardic Inspiration as AC. I think you can, but it's up to you.
Who's trying to aim at me? Sorry.
This one.
Okay. They get disadvantage, don't they?
They
With
do on the
slime
first
armor?
hit. It goes to a 16. That'll miss.
Wonderful.
Does the slime armor last until the first hit?
Yes.
I thought so. So you're still good on that. Some of these are going to take some hits. I don't think you can see me doing this, but you can hear the sounds of Stalvan forces taking a bit of a battering on the left-hand side. And some of these are going to take some hits. But not as many because of the misses. And then we've got one last one against Aresia. That is a 13, so that'll miss. Over on your left, as you guys are approaching, you see that Asteros' squadron is getting slightly closer into melee range, and the clang of metal against metal, I suppose, because they're using short swords and the like, can start to ring out across the battlefield. Let's see if they get anything done. That's terrible. That's much better. And that's terrible. Let's roll their damage. Cool. This guy's not been hit yet. And this one dies. He's too far. Cool. It is then these guys. So he's going to run up to you. He's going to come down to here. He's going to come down to here. I'm going to delete the ones that are dead, I think.
That's what I expected. That was like a cliche freaking line I've ever made.
I didn't mean to skip off those guys. Did I skip off them? I deleted their turn. What the hell? I can't see the purple guys or the yellow guy's turn anymore. But it was the yellow guy's turn, so I'm just going to add yellow back in and put it up here. I don't know why purple's gone. It's not off the scroll. No, it's not. Okay. Oh well, I'll just put that there. Yellow guys. Okay. I haven't rolled those guys' damage yet, I don't think. This is very difficult for me to track. Because you guys were getting hit by the purple ones before these ones have moved into melee range. So, this one to hit you, Aresia, is a 17. Is that a miss? No, that's a hit. Let's roll it out whilst we're here so that I can follow it easier. That is 9 damage.
Is it that guy in front of me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to react with parry.
Okay. So roll that out and reduce.
Yep. What is that? That's my dex.
Let's
Okay.
check the range on this guy. 50. Did I put a range on it? Yeah, we're fine. So 1 for, that looks like Taryn. That is a 20, Taryn. So you will take
Yikes.
6 damage.
Jeez.
And then 2 against Vice, nat 1. And a
Make
4.
my con saves.
And actually the 4's needs disadvantage if the 4 was lower. Cool. So that's the yellow guys as they move in. Let me have some damage from this one over here.
How much damage was it, quick? Sorry.
I think it was 6.
6. Yeah.
That's a hit. So this guy's going to go down a couple.
Amy says parry.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
4.
she reduces damage that she took. So it was 9, it goes down to 5, I think.
Yeah.
Then this one is going to turn this ballista and aim it at Aresia and Vice. So can Aresia and Vice please make a dex save?
Oh, do we get an advantage? Because
Do you?
do we not get it for
Whiz
what?
save. You get advantages on whiz save because of Beacon of Hope.
Oh, it's whiz save. Okay.
Oh, wasn't a whiz? Damn.
No, it was dex.
Oh. I was like, someone remembered other than me. Yes, come back. So then it's.
Yeah, but yeah, I heard the advantage on saving throws. I obviously didn't hear the whiz. The most important part.
Okay.
Dex save, yeah.
Yes, please.
I mean, it's also on, death save. So if you die here, at least then you'll have remembered.
I ain't dying here.
You ain't dying.
Aresia's
you
I
dying.
now
might
ain't
be.
dying.
I might
Keep it
be.
away,
My rolls
I
are
am
not good
freaking-
tonight.
So the
Vice,
damage
you never
that the
die.
ballista deals as it fires its projectile and slams into the ground around you also
Did you get
regardless.
disadvantage because of my slime armor?
No, because it's a save rather than a to hit.
Damn it.
It just has a range and then you have to save. But whilst this guy did save, I think he's already taken a hit. Yeah, there's no way this guy's going to survive. So the damage is 6, 7, 10 damage. 5 for you, Vice. 5 for this guy. He dies anyway. Come on, give me the thing. So I'm going to remove him. So 10 damage for Aresia, 5 damage for Vice as the ballista is
Lame.
fired, and you can hear like a crank as it starts to be like tick, 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 and like put back into place. It is then greens. This one's coming for you, Vice.
I am
That's a
taking it.
23. 5 damage. Where else are the greens?
No, my slime armor, no.
Oh shit, sorry, that wasn't with disadvantage. The other one's a nat 20, so you saved yourself double damage on the dice. But yeah, the slime armor's gone now.
Slime armor, no. Okay. No, slime armor. How much damage, sorry?
I believe I said 5. I feel like that was right. So that was this guy. This guy here is going to have to come down. I'm going to have him roll for you two. Even or odd, Vice?
Odd.
Okay, he's coming for you. So that is a 19. Vice, you take a further 9 damage from that one. That's all the greens that are close enough. Yeah, I'm going to bring this guy down, but he's not got a shot at this point. We're going to have these two try and attack the ones that Astros is leading. That's a hit. So these guys go down a couple. But just the frontliners. We've got a few more over here. So as there's elves moving in and like you can see, you're close enough to them to like fully see what they're doing. They're kind of looking across the shouts of the battle as the Starvan military seems a little bit disjointed. Asteros's group is looking to... Actually, it's not Asteros's group. If anything, Asteros's group is keeping up with you two. There's a third group that's a little bit back, which haven't had a chance to fully move in. But they are in the turn order, so it's not that I've missed them. They're just slow. There are arrows flying through trees, moving aside bushes and branches through the wind as the force of them fly them down. These guys are going to take some hits too. Cool. And Amaya, you're up. Currently, it's looking like the Starvan forces are losing, I would say. From the people you can see with wounds in the background to the number that you've taken. So far, the only real people to have put down a lot of enemy forces are you guys. I'm going to drop this ballista as well. Nemea.
I'm gonna shoot an Eldritch Blast purple 1 to
Okay.
try and assist the guys on the west.
Cool. Good shout. Roll to hit.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yep. Plenty of hittage.
That was
The
other
wrong
thing.
dice.
No, it's for the Fallen Exile thing that you mentioned last session.
Ah, good.
Yes.
So I thought that I was going to have to look at last session to find out exactly how it worked, and I was right, because I didn't copy it over to this session, so bear with me. Oh, no, it is. It's at the bottom. Cool. Cool, yeah, so on every spell. 12 damage, cool. As this guy's running forwards, seemingly towards Asteros, sword drawn as he runs, you blast him from the side, and he just gets kind of hit in the head/neck, and just hits the ground. Lands kind of over there. He's
I've got
down.
you, Asteros.
Asteros kind of sees you. He like looks over his shoulder for a
It's like a
moment as he's
silent
about
nod.
to swing back with the warhammer, and kind of notices it was you. And for a moment, he's kind of like, okay, mild respect. Turns back to what he's doing.
I hate you less.
Begrudging
I also want
mild
to-
respect.
I want to yell at Vice and Ressia and just say overconfidence will be our downfall, and don't charge ahead too fast. And then, yeah.
Wise
Okay.
words,
Bit.
The
Nemea.
mayor is captain of this lot.
Livia, you're up.
Well,
Not even lieutenant, captain.
Captain.
Alex, I would like to move my spiritual weapon forward by 20 feet. Actually,
Okay.
I want to move forward 20 feet first. Because 1, 2. There. And then I'll move my spiritual weapon to here. I want to hit the ballista with my spiritual weapon.
Okay, roll to hit.
8. 17.
That will hit. It has no AC.
It takes 6 damage.
Okay.
I believe it's force damage. Not that that's relevant, I don't think.
No, that's fine.
So
20 with your annoying scrolling.
that's my spiritual weapon. So that's my bonus. And then for my action, I would like to cast blink.
Okay, cool.
Blinkety blink.
That's going to
so-
drop your other thing, isn't it? Isn't your other thing
No, because
concentration?
blink is not concentration.
Are you sure?
Apparently, according to Google, because I've googled twice, and on my card, it doesn't say concentration. I thought it was concentration.
I thought blink was concentration.
Honestly, I can't find it. It doesn't say it anywhere.
No, I'm not seeing it say it anywhere.
And look on my card. Speaking of, so all my concentration spells have
Have
like
a
the
little
C.
C. Yeah.
Nothing.
No, yeah, I think you're right. Cool.
And I went on Google to check because I thought it sounded weird myself.
No, it's fine. I'm going to mark you with something anyway. This. It's very...
I'm not zoomed in enough to
zoomed
see what
up.
that is, but sure.
It's like a little phasey wave.
So I've never actually cast this before, but I've seen you. So I rolled a d20.
At the end of your turn, you roll a d20.
So-
If it is X number or higher, you go to the ethereal plane. Ethereal.
Ethereal.
And then, sorry, I'm just putting in my blue and red box. Different number. Oh, they disappeared.
So you
Why
need
did they-
11 or higher.
Yeah, I know, but I need to try and keep a track of my... Because they both last a minute, the 2 spells.
I haven't touched your blue and red box.
No, but when I... 12.
Yeah, so that's a success.
I might just get a pen and paper and do it that way. Cool. So I just peer off the plane of existence.
Yeah, so as Livia runs forward, moves the blade forwards, you see it kind of float forwards, slash out at the ballista, and like it cuts into a part and the magic kind of reforms around it and holds a piece of the wood that was chopped off in place so that the ballista's still working, and then she just disappears.
Okay.
What does it say here? Start the next turn when the spell... And when the spell ends. If you're on the ethereal plane, you return to an occupied place. You can move 10
But
feet.
within 10 feet of where I disappeared.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of my next turn, I can choose within 10 feet of my space now where I
Yeah,
want
you
to
choose
appear.
your start point within 10 feet
Yeah.
of your current point.
Pretty cool.
You can see and hear the plane you originated from, but it's all shades of grey. You can't hear anything more than 60 feet away. You can only affect and be affected by other creatures on the ethereal plane. Creatures that aren't there can't perceive you or interact with you unless they have the ability to do so. So
You all cool with it?
Livia disappears, and that is the end of Livia's turn. It is then this squadron who are going to move up.
So everything sort of looks like she's put on the one ring. She
Pretty
can just
much.
see all that, like, 3D
Yeah.
Yeah, except not as burning. And
Yeah.
it's a little bit muted for her because now she's not able to hear the kind of battle cries and general slamming of the previous distance that she could. But if anything, it just kind of gives her a moment to focus on the battle around her. Then we're going to roll some damage out for the furthest part of the battle. Okay, cool. That's fine. Let's roll that. Okay, cool.
Okay. I'm tracking them as well
Oh,
because
go
they're a
away.
minute each.
Ooh, so close. He's dead. He's dead too. Oh, that was the wrong guy. Good. There we go.
You're alive.
Taryn, you're up.
Indeed. I want to run up here
Cool.
and witch bolt Mr. Green straight ahead of me.
Okay, cool. Roll to hit.
Skadoosh.
Got a miss. Is that your whole turn?
Yeah.
Okay. This squadron finally catches up with the rest of the battle, moves into a position to sort of half cover Nemea slightly, and those of them that have them pull out their short bows, sheathing their weapons, their swords, and fire off a couple. All hits, so...
Nice.
And good damage as well.
Go Salmon! Go Salmon!
Come on, Entiki, there
Pull
we
your
go.
fucking finger out. Come on.
And as they move forwards, do you know what? At this point, I'm just going to clear the rest of the battlefield. There we go. So that is the remaining force that you currently see. However, I will say that further north of this are more of them moving into position. Just like the King's Guard forces are behind you guys getting ready and trying to back up and reinforce some.
So at the moment, it feels like an endless wave of them.
Ish.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vice, you're up.
Sure. Can I, please? I would like to move back. Why am I? Sorry, I need to. Yeah, I'm gonna move back to. Yeah. And I'm just going to cast Cure Wounds on myself, please.
Okay, roll it out.
No, you don't roll it out. It takes maximum healing.
Oh no, I just
Cool.
I forget. Yeah.
Then
I
So what
literally
is it? It's
thought of that as well before.
it's 6 more than that. You take 13 healing.
Yeah. Did you cast it at first level?
Yeah.
It is
D8
first
plus
level.
5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Plus 5. Yeah.
So 13.
Thank you.
Anything else on your turn?
I would like to give inspiration, please, to Aresia.
Okay.
What does that do?
How do you inspire her?
How do you inspire
How
her?
do I
Vice?
inspire? I see.
He flashes you.
I mean, it'll do something to her, Ezio. I don't know about inspire.
I mean, I don't know. Like Lieutenant, if we get out of this, alive, we'll have dinner together. I don't know. Like,
What? Presumptuous bard.
That sounded like Asteros more than Aresia. You catch her off guard a little bit as she shouts this back to you. So, Aresia, that gives you a... What dice is it, Max? D6? D8? I think it's D8.
D8.
Gives you a D8 to literally anything except damage, if I
Except damage.
remember
Yes.
rightly.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
lose it when you go unconscious, I believe. No.
Yeah.
Is it a
Yes,
one
it
use
is.
Did
thing?
we say yes?
No, if Aresia goes unconscious, she's still inspired, but if you go unconscious, everyone you inspired loses it, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Once I use it, it's like a one-time use thing.
Yeah,
It's a one-time.
it's a one-off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one-time use.
Fair enough.
But he has a lot of them, so don't worry about like burning them. Cool, so that's your turn, Vice. Aresia, you are up with your newfound inspiration. Not sure
Lovely.
whether or not it's an appropriate offer or a threat.
It was damn right. Inspiration. Guys, come on.
We're having
It's
dinner.
what she's always wanted to hear. Come on.
How do you know? How do you know? You don't know what she wants. You have no idea,
Maybe she's
bud.
being a tease.
What's she do? What's he been doing? He was watching her up a tree. Anyway, let's go. I will use my bonus action to use second wind to heal myself.
Okay, cool.
And I will.
If it's healing, it's full healing. So
Yeah.
you roll.
I'm just trying to
Thank
update
you.
that. And can I wrote it down, Sevi. I promise. I wrote everything down.
No. Try you
And
all.
I will.
Really warm in here.
I will
Thanks,
step
baby.
forwards and attack this green guy with the dual wielding.
Okay.
So
Where's my mouse? There we go.
yeah, so Nemea enchanted my sword, so I have ice on my siphon sword and fire on my favoured blade, so I get an extra D4
Cool.
on the attack for those, I think.
On the damage, yep.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'll just.
They last until you hit, so if you miss, they're not consumed.
Okay, alright, and I'm assuming with the inspiration vices cast, then is something I can't just add it retrospectively, I have to decide there and then I'm doing.
You have to decide before you know the outcome, but it also lasts until you use it, because it's like 10 minutes, which is like 100 rounds, so you don't have
So
to
if I use it
now.
and I miss, so let's say if I use it on a roll to hit and I miss, it's still active, is it?
Only if you don't use it.
can't
Once
choose
you
to
use it,
and
it's
still
gone.
have it.
Yeah.
But you
Right,
could
fine, okay.
you could hit now, knowing that you've missed, choose to not use it, and still have it for a later try.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to use it right now.
Okay.
Alright.
From what I read, basically, it's as long as Josh doesn't tell you that it's missed or hit,
Yeah.
then you can use it.
So after
So
you
even
see
if
your
you've already
roll, but
rolled the
before you know
dice.
the outcome, I think is the
Alright,
wording
so
at least.
siphon sword.
So you have seen your roll.
So that's for the siphon sword.
Cool.
Yeah, so I can't use it. So
You
then-
can use it now.
You could use it now.
I haven't told you whether or not it's hit. You could now roll a d8 on top if you wanted to. If you think an 11 will miss.
I do think an 11 will miss. I think you're a horrible, horrible DM. There we go. Oh shit! Hang on.
Only
what
thing
my
you
Yelp
have
says.
to roll above a 3.
Right,
That makes
16.
16.
16. So
That'll be
you,
16.
I'll take the fist off you. A 16 will hit. An 11 would have missed.
This is what I rolled for
So,
myself.
and the favoured blade. Ah, shit.
That's the wrong roll. Oh no, you're
No,
hitting
it's
with
not.
the other one.
I'm-
Roll
yeah.
damage because you might kill him.
Oh, okay.
So give me damage on the first sword.
You're okay. You want it in that area?
Yeah, because if you kill him with your first hit, because you've got the extra d4, you could then move one to the left and use your second sword on the next guy rather than slicing a corpse twice.
Okay.
Damn. Yeah.
Winning.
You obliterate him. He is fully dead.
Okay.
So you slash sort of starting low and up, and as you see the wound kind of go up his chest, it begins to tingle with what kind of magic?
It was ice.
Ice. So
It was ice. She enchanted it with ice.
yeah, that's fine. So the wound begins
I didn't do it.
the wound begins to sort of freeze over, but you can see the icicles penetrating inwards, and he kind of grips his chest and just falls back on the ground dead. So
I
that
grimace a little bit
Fucking
because I know that
ow.
hurts.
the ice
I love how it's
enchantment
like,
is
I've been cut.
consumed.
Oh, no, wait.
Who wants that dinner?
The ice enchantment is consumed, and the bardic inspiration is consumed.
Okay.
So you've still got 2 swings. No, you don't. You've got 1 more
No.
swing because you used your bonus action. But if you wanted to move 5 more feet, if you have 5 more feet of movement, I didn't
I
see how much.
do,
movement-
yeah. Yeah. I will.
Oh, there goes the music. Is it on loop? I hope it's on loop. Oh no, I don't think it is. It is, yeah. You've moved. Are you attacking? Good. Okay,
yeah,
so
I
yeah,
have
that'll hit. So this is the fire damage.
Yeah.
Bish, bash, bosh.
Should be able to press up twice because it'll be the same one. Cool.
Oh, I don't know.
So in a
That makes
similar in a similar fashion, no, it was a 24 to hit.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So in a similar fashion, on the sort of end of the upswing on the previous guy, you step in close to this guy and bring the blade down. And this time already kind of alights the blade. Fire licks up it as you bring the slash down. You cut through this guy and it singes instantly, rather than the wound kind of freezing over or catching fire. The damage is already done by the time you connect with him, and he dies. Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn. They're not very hardy elves, are they?
They're not.
Disappeared,
They're not
bro.
nearly hardy as they are numerous. It is then the yellow ones. I'm just deleting the dead ones because otherwise we'll have a map full of dead
Yeah.
ones.
This is hilarious.
It kind of takes away from it a little bit. It looks like you're up against like a really quiet force, but imagine at this point it's starting to be littered with corpses. Let me just check what their rolls are again, because I think this might hit, but I'm not sure. That's a 15 versus Vice. I think that's a miss, isn't it? Yeah, 18.
Vice is 18.
Okay, but that's not the end of these guys. That's a 17, but it's against Oresia. So Oresia, you will take 8 piercing damage from shortbow shot. Now that they've seen you a little bit, these guys are going to step back slightly and make a bit of a better wall. This
She
one
has like 2 swords.
Yeah, that's good enough.
2 swords drawn. She has more hidden away.
What are we working with on this guy? Okay, fine. I don't want to fuck with that. Don't draw on the map. I'm trying to do stuff here.
They're dead bodies. They're dead.
So many dead bodies.
Okay, bunch of misses from the back. So you see a number of arrows from sort of this direction get fired a bit wide, as it seems that some of the enemy forces are having to reposition, and there's no cries from the starving forces or no further orders. You hear a shout from the squadron close to you to say to you... That's Vice, isn't it? Yeah, so they shout back to Vice and the mayor saying, "Move up, let's go!" And they're moving in. And then I'm going to roll one more for this yellow on the far side. That's a miss. It is then Astaros' squadron. He's going to move up to here. And they are leading the push. Let's just roll out some of their damage. That's a hit, that's a miss, that's a hit. That's a miss. Okay, 3. This guy is dead. He's going to take 2. So that's him gone, and this guy hasn't been hit yet. So he's okay. Nemea, you are up.
Right, I'm gonna say to Vice, the Western forces need distance, so I'm gonna head more towards over to where Astaros is.
Okay.
That is as far as I can go, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, I've just realised what's happening.
What?
The fucking turn order is bound to a token, and I'm deleting the tokens. That's why they're dropping out of the turn order, and I'm losing what position everyone's going in. I'm deleting the fucking tokens. The next guy that dies, I'm just moving to the fucking GM layer. Sorry, Lucy, carry on.
So Lucy,
Yeah, so
she's moving west.
I'm heading west. I won't go far. We're supposed to stay together, but they need help. So I'm gonna go west.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Do you want us to come? You want me to come along?
You can if you want to back up the West forces, but if you think
It's far too much. What else are you doing, Nemea? You don't have a year
yeah.
to discuss, unfortunately. You
Well,
used your reaction to throw out a tactical
Yeah.
thing.
Sorry. Yeah, that's
No, it's all good.
he was talking.
What else are you doing on your turn?
I will edge blast.
Cool.
What are you blasting?
14.
Blast away.
That's just gonna
Blast
miss.
away.
Just
Just
okay,
misses.
I was going for a green 4. Just
That's
ahead.
fine. Yeah, I see him.
Can I? Oh no, I used my. Don't worry.
Used your what? Sorry.
I used my turn. I was like, oh, can I just blade ward? But that's an action. I just used my action, so ignore
That's
me.
fine. Cool. So, at the end of Nemea's turn, now that I've put them back in the fucking turn order for the millionth time, I need basically everyone to make a dex save. Do you know what? Not Vice. You're too far away, Vice.
Even me?
Yeah.
Not you
Oh,
either,
I'm not hit.
Taryn.
Different plane.
Yeah, you're not
Different
here, so
plane.
that's... Oh, I don't need to roll to hit. Oh, but I'm making saves.
Oh, yes.
Let's make one for each thing. That's terrible. That's not good enough either. And that's pretty bad too. This is going to be a bad time for the Starving military. So,
Oh shit, mine's
Arestia,
Mine
I
was
was wrong
9.
about you. You're too far forwards, so don't worry about you, Arestia.
Okay,
You're not
great.
going to get hit. So this is 20 damage if you saved.
What's got in that 20?
That will save. You need a 15 to save, so I'm not seeing everyone. Nemea.
Well, me, Vice, and Taran aren't in range.
That's correct. So it's just Nemea and...
Aresia.
No, yeah, because it shot past Arestia.
Oh, yeah, no, Aresia.
Cool.
Yes,
So yeah, just Nemea who needed to save. Nemea, you take 10 damage.
Big yikes.
Boy.
And everyone around you is going to take some hits as the
Yikes.
ballistas fire out.
Did all the ballistas shoot?
All of them, yeah. They are. You know, I've put them in the same thing. Assume this is all happening at different times throughout the fight, but for the purposes of this, a ballista fire goes off in the background, and as one guy shouts back to you, Nemea, "Move up, let's go!" He turns back, and 2 of his squadron get like knocked aside by the ballista. Which reminds me, these guys are going to need to take half damage. I'm just going to put them at very low. The next thing that happens to them is not going to be fun. That's going to include this guy. That's going to include this guy. These guys are okay. This guy is dead. So.
No.
Bad times for the start of a military.
Losing bodies.
Livia, you are
weren't
up.
deleting people.
No, I am deleting
Okay.
people. I'm just going to move some off to GM, but yeah. Hang on, let me check if I deleted people that are important. I think I've lost Squadron 3. Carry on, take your turn.
Okay, I'm going to blink and reappear here.
I've lost Squadron 3.
I'm going to
Okay.
move my spiritual weapon up there and hit from my spiritual weapon the ballista. 22.
Yes, that will hit.
7 damage.
Sorry,
to the
you
ballista.
don't have to roll to hit the ballista as long as you're in range. It
Oh,
It
okay.
doesn't have an AC. It's a static object. It's like stabbing a door.
Oh, okay.
I know we've
Oh,
been
well,
rolling it until now, but they've all
yeah,
hit.
it's fine, So it takes 7 damage from my spiritual weapon.
Is this the one that took damage before?
Yeah, it
Yes,
is.
it is, but it's too high up for me to see its health. Okay, fine.
Oh,
The ballista flies across the
Cool.
battlefield.
It slashes through. The magic falters quite a lot, and the whole thing kind of drops to the ground. The main piece stay slightly connected, and after a slow regain, the pieces start to float back up into position. And you can hear that clicking noise again as it starts to reload itself.
fuck. Okay. I am then going to cast Scorching Ray on this ballista here.
Okay, cool.
I'm
You're
within
in
range.
range, are you?
Yep, and you hurl things at targets within range, so like I can essentially lob over the others.
Okay, cool.
But either way,
So
I
kind
think
of, what's the word?
it's a bit like magic missile,
Yes.
Wow.
like that kind of
That's not what I'm
concept.
thinking of though. Mortar. Kind of, you fight like you sort of mortar shot this fire. It goes over the entire battlefield, just under the canopy
Yeah.
though, because some of these trees are quite high, and you wouldn't want to like smash up against that, and the fire would dissipate.
Okay, so I do 3 separate ranged attacks.
Are you doing
They
them
get
all
their own-
against? Do you have to do them all against the same target with Scorching Ray?
You can
No,
choose up to
you
3,
can-
I'm pretty sure.
You can choose
Yeah.
one target or
Do you want to
multiple.
put all 3 into the ballista, or do you want to Do you want to change one of them?
I might change one of them so that one of them's
Okay.
the one I would just went for.
Which one? The one you just went for?
Yeah, so I want this. 1 minute, wrong thing. I'm on the.
So one at one
arrow.
ballista, the
The
other
one
2
at
at the
this
further
one.
ballista.
Yeah.
That's fine. Roll it out.
2d6 fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
So 9 on the front one by my spiritual weapon.
Okay. Ah, fuck!
And
I need to stop
then-
doing that.
Oh fuck, man! 12 on the far one. This one to be certain.
Ballista's basically just happened, so I'm gonna put them there. I've been fucking with the turn order so bad. This comes down here. It is now dead.
Okay, cool. And
I
then
just
this one's
need it
taking
for
12
the-
damage.
This takes 12. Good. Okay. Cool. And that shoves roll 20 up. So Livia, for those of you that can see her, which is not Taran or Oresia, pops back into existence. looks over at the ballista closest to her and sees her blade. The blade spins around, causing this thing that I already described with one ballista, and then she brings her hands together and starts to form fire in it. Pushes one this way and then pushes the main bulk of it that way, and you just see her fire 2 shots off of like spinning flame balls into the distance. It disappears for you guys, and the other one kind of chips off like a 7-10 split and hits the one closest to you, burning it, destroying the magic, and it falls to the ground, all the wood singed, and it no longer functions. And it magically transports so I can keep it in the turn order. Is that the end of your turn, Livia?
I'm going to do my blink thing, but yes.
Okay, roll it out, and you
8,
can keep.
so I don't go
So
anywhere.
you don't go anywhere. Cool. Okay, then we have Squadron 4. They're going to roll to hit. That's a nat 1. That's a 15 base, and that's a 15 base, so that's some decent hits there. 2 at least. About 5 damage each. This guy hasn't been hit yet. That's one of their own. He's dead. So here's green. And we're going to hit him. And we're going to hit this ballista. It is then the enemy green guys, so I can delete them now. Let's go right to left. One for Terran. Not great. That's an 18 total, though. So that will hit you, Terran.
Yeah.
That is 8 damage as he fires a short bow arrow at you. We then have this guy. This guy's going for Aresia. 18. That'll hit. Aresia, you take 4 piercing damage. Same arrow. Somehow less damage. This guy... He sees Nemea, sees this blue. Nemea, odds or evens? Quickly.
Even.
He's coming for you. Fortunately,
Fuck.
he misses.
Woo!
These guys are going to come down, I think. Let's bring them in. That's a bit far. This one's going to get here and try and melee this guy. Ooh, that's high enough. Let's roll that. Okay, that's not a lot. How much health does she have left? Not enough. She's dead. And there's Squadron 2. And that's it. It is then this squadron's turn. Asteros' squadron looking a little bit fucked. Asteros... Does Asteros have a ranged weapon?
I only knew of the hammer.
He definitely has the hammer in one hand, the shield in the other. I don't want to open his character sheet, so I'm going to say no for safety. He's going to move back. As he moves back, he looks over at you guys and just says, "We're getting slaughtered over here! Help us!" And then these guys are going to move forwards. And hopefully kill some elves. That'll hit. That'll definitely hit. Not great damage. And not many of them have been hit. Okay. The fight goes on. Taryn, you are up.
Woo! Right. I'm gonna Witch Bolt. For the dude in front of me. 27.
Yeah, definitely a hit.
6 damage.
Okay, he's not been damaged yet. As you fire that into him, he kind of grimaces, holds his place. The lightningy beam flows from your hands into his chest.
All he'll see is the cold, dark stare of a dragon man on the other side of the lightning
Yeah,
bolt.
there's an intimidating presence that he doesn't really fully understand, but at the same time, you're all intruders, so he's just kind of killing anyone that he doesn't recognize.
And then I'll use my bonus to swig a health pot.
Okay, cool. Roll. You don't need to roll. You get full healing. It
My
is
2d4
then
please.
purple. So I'm going to go left to right. That's a miss. That's a miss. We got some up top there. That's a bit better. Who can he hit? He's going to go for Asteros. Asteros doesn't take any damage. Okay, that's not a lot of damage. I'm going to count his up because I don't necessarily want to kill Asteros whilst he's not playing him, but we'll see what happens. And then the purples are the
That's
close to you
savage.
guys. We're going to go... Livia is here now, right, Livia? 25. So, Livia, you take 7 damage. And then this one, I'm going to say is the wrong side of the trees to see you, Taryn. So this is coming Aresia's way. That's a 24. And that is 8 damage, Aresia.
Was that piercing?
Yes.
Damn it.
And that's their turn. Vice, you're up. Let me just check. I do still have everyone. That's yellow. That's ballistas. Squad 4. That's green. So I've got all the enemies. Squad 3. Wait, do I have purple twice? No, good. Do I have all the friendlies? That's squad 3. That's squad 4. And that's squad 3 again. So we need squad 2. Feel free to take your turn. Aresia.
Oh, is it my go? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, it's Vice. Vice.
Oh,
It's
right.
Vice.
Oh, fuck! I've been talking all this time.
Oh, he was muted. It happened.
I was muted. No. Damn it.
Yay!
All right. Okay. Cool.
We knew it was coming.
I know. I was hoping I at least last one session. So I'd like to cast invisibility on myself, please.
Okay.
And
You know if you're going to do anything else, it's going to break invisibility, right?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. I do.
You have invisibility.
Cool. Sweet. Cool. And I would like to start moving towards, what's that, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's right. 30. I want to start moving this way.
Okay.
But in the midst of me moving, I wanted to tell the lieutenant that I'm going to help the west squads.
He's a sergeant. Oh, you mean you're telling Aresia?
I'm telling Aresia.
Okay, so you have to shout that then, because she's a fair distance from you.
Yeah, before I started moving.
No problem. That's cool. Aresia, you're up.
Cool. I will. Oh, already rolled 20. I will move here, and I will. Oh, I can never. There we go. Number 2, this guy here. I want to attempt to hit him.
Okay, roll to hit. Yes.
There you go.
Certainly hits.
That's with my
Main weapon.
the siphon sword. Oh, so
Oh,
that's
it's a
I
crit.
get the
You heal.
+5. Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, good timing. Okay.
I think it's fed. Oh,
Yeah, you recover 5 HP.
Great. And he takes 7
damage, but it's 8 because of the double dice. But he hasn't been hit yet, so he's still standing.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna hit him again with the other one.
Voice put beyond. in
Favored
case
blade.
there's-
Okay, no worries.
That miss.
That will miss, unfortunately.
Okay, and I'll use my bonus to attempt a hit again.
Okay,
Fucking alright.
that'll miss.
Flailing.
So, it is then yellow people. They are going to go for you. That's a hit. That is 6 damage, Aresia, from the first. The next...
Who? Hang on, who?
the one right in
Was
front
it
of you.
melee?
He is within melee
okay,
range.
I'll use parry for that.
Okay.
So
Parry's not
Hang on.
healing, is it? It's damage reduction. So you still...
It's
do
damage
still have to roll
reduction.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
So you need a 6 or more to negate it entirely.
That could happen.
Hmm.
Plus dex. Oh fuck.
So you only take
1.
1 damage. This one can see Livia. He's going to go for Livia. Livia, that's an 18. That'll just hit. Livia, you take 6 damage. This guy's moving down. He's too far. He's going to move in. He's going to move in. He's going to move in. Let's roll some damage. Roll some to hits, rather. That's a 7. 12. Nope. 2. And we're going to have these guys come down. That will hit. But not for a lot. Cool. It's then Astros's squadron. He steps forwards. He's squadron 3. Yeah, they're definitely not doing well. Cool. Nice. Not so nice. Good. That's cocked. Okay. Decent enough damage. Oh, so many of them have not been hit yet. Okay, this one's dead at least. I don't think I have yellow down here. No, I don't. Good. And then we'll see for this one. I've forgotten the number now, but it was higher than 4, so he's dead. Ah, shit, I'm going to have to roll it again because I don't remember if it was a 5 or a 6. And this one's dead. Do I have a purple? No. Good. Let's move him down. Cool. So, after Asteros, the clicking of the ballistas begins to flow through to a silence as it seems they are ready to fire. I need Nemea and Vice. Oh, there isn't one on the Far East anymore. And then some of the other squadrons to make saves. Okay, they all made their saves. That's a fail, Nemea. Vice is BRB, doesn't he? Oh well, we'll do him when he gets back. 12. 15 damage, Nemea. I think you're muted if you're speaking, Nemea.
Yeah, it's fine. It's because I'm muted. I've taken the damage.
Okay, good. And then the other two squadrons are going to take half because they saved. I'm not using their health the exact same, but a ballista shot's going to be a fair amount, so I'm going to take them down to low. And that will be them. Nemea, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna risk it, and I'm gonna move. No, I can probably stay where I am. I'm gonna go for this one. I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it.
Okay, cool.
Rather than heal myself.
That'll hit.
26. Yes. Forgotten what my damage die is for some reason.
As soon as Max can hear us, I'll tell him to make a dex save. Max, you
Hello?
got us? Can you make a dex save for me, please?
Yep.
You're invisible. Oh, you're still in range.
I am invisible.
Yeah, but you were still in range, so it doesn't matter. Nemea, you obliterate that ballista in the distance with a 12.
What is it to use a potion? Is it an action or a bonus action?
It's a bonus action to drink a potion yourself.
Can I drink a potion?
Yes. And you don't need to roll it, you just recover the full amount. Vice, you suffer 7 damage.
Does that remove my invisibility?
No.
Using a 2d4.
No, it's only when, yeah.
So,
when
Nemea, if you're drinking a 2d4 plus 2, it's 10 health that you recover.
Thank you.
Livia, you're up.
Sorry, I was getting a drink.
No worries.
So I would like to move my spiritual weapon
Okay.
to here, and I'm going to go for yellow 2.
Okay.
D20. Yeah, D20. My brain just was like, what? 12? Oh, no, yep, don't worry.
What?
So I assume that doesn't hit.
That won't
12.
hit, no.
No. And then I would like to cast... Not that one. That's not the one. I'm
You
looking
can
for.
heal the other squadrons as well if you want to. I am marking their health in a way that I'll be able to track it well enough.
Yeah, no, I'm alright. I would like to cast Sacred Flame as my action
Okay.
on this ballista.
Okay, cool.
Roll D20 plus 8, although...
You probably need to move twice to the left to see that ballista.
Okay, that's fine, I can do that. Cool. There you go. I assume that hits?
Yeah, it will hit.
2d8, I believe it is. And it's radiant damage.
Okay.
7 damage.
7 damage, okay.
And then can I shout to everyone to not be so far? And then I'm going to move.
What do you mean be so far?
here.
Well, she said at the beginning for everyone to stay.
Well, I told everyone stay close so that I
okay.
can get in range of healing everyone, and literally everyone's scattered.
And then do you want to roll Blink?
I was going to, yeah.
Cool. Cool. Then I have some stuff
yeah.
to do. So, Squadron 4.
15, so disappear. Poof.
That'll hit. That'll crit. And that'll hit. Is that all that's left of Squadron 4? Yeah, cool. So they're going to go here and here. Nice. So that's 6 and 10. Which is this guy. Ah, he's the 10. And this guy, he is the 6. So, I really hope... Well, no, hang on. I need to pull over the ones that are the ones I'm actually using. Bear with me. Oh, good. That is the one I'm already using for him. That's not for him.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so difficult to do simply. He was at 4.
Yeah, man.
What was the green I swapped him with this guy? Oh, he's also at 4. That's convenient. Cool. Right, these two are dead. So he's gone. He's gone. That shouldn't remove them from the turn order, which is what I want. And that's their turn. It is then green people. They're going to move in.
Green people.
Yep, that's basically all they're going to do. So that is a 20 to hit Terran. 7 damage, Terran. Next one, trying to hit... Who's that, Livia? Livia's not there. So he's shooting at Oressia instead, but it's a 5. And that's an 8, so that'll miss. Actually, Oressia. That will meet your AC, 16. So you take 6 damage, Oressia. It's ranged. Then we have this guy shooting for this blue. 3, that's a miss. 11 might hit. It is against Astros, it will hit. Let's just roll out Astros' damage. I'm just counting Astros as a number going up, whereas I'm counting everyone else as a number going down. If Astros ever gets close to what his HP will be, then we'll figure out what needs to happen. But for now, he's well away from that, so he's good. And then there's a couple more hits against some of the other people. That's a nat 1. And that was the last one. Then it is Squadron 2. Squadron 2 are surrounding you guys. They're a bit far away. This one's going to move up to support on the right. This one's going to help
I
him.
was away. Did I get hit?
Yes. It was for... Does anybody remember what I said? I'll just roll it again. It's 8 damage, Taryn.
Yikes.
And this one's going to go here.
Thank you.
So let's roll out for these guys. That's a hit. See what damage they're doing. Not bad. Ah, good. He's dead. He's dead. He is dead if this hits. Yep. He's going to go for green 6.
Stopping like flies.
That's going to hit, but he has no health loss. And then she's a bit surrounded. She's going to try and hit this closest one. That's good. And he only had 1 health left. He's dead.
So was this all our forces? Because we've not had any more come up.
No, we've got forces.
This is what you're seeing of this part of the battle. You have forces coming. They have forces coming. So for the purposes of the entire battle, rather than me bring in loads more elves and bring in loads more starving forces, we're just going to play out what happens to you guys. If overall you lose, then that will take us down a different path. If overall you win, then we go down what I'm hoping is the path we're going down.
Yeah, for real.
But we'll see. Oh, she's actually blue 3, but I'm going to keep it for now. That's fine. I'll take her off next time. Taryn, you're up.
Which bolt? 3.
That'll miss. Oh, no, it's just straight up damage, isn't it? Because it already hit before. Oh, so close. He's wincing and like doubled over, almost like down on his knees at this point, but just clinging on. As you see him kind of look up at you, blood kind of trickles down the side of his mouth.
I'm going to take the risk, though, and I'm going to run away from him.
Sure, he'll try and hit you. That's a 20. 7 damage.
Okie doke, so -7, then I've got to make con saves.
Yes, but you only have to meet a 10.
Yep.
Perfectly good.
And yes, I'm stood next to this guy. I'm going to use my sorcery points to use... Yeah, nobody else is there. I'm going to use Thunderclap. And essentially, it's Thunderwave, but not as good.
Livia's within 10 feet of you.
I am
only
off
within
the plane
5
of
feet.
existence.
Oh, yeah, she's on the ethereal plane. What's the range, sorry, of it?
It's only 5 feet, so it's only
perfect.
like those blocks around me.
Cool. Yeah, so you'll only hit green 1. You're good.
So I run over and I do a sort of skid, kind of keeping this like electrical beam behind me, but I like clap my hands together in a sort of like weird backhand clap towards this thing. They have to make a con save against 16. Which
11.
yeah, that's good.
You
So
don't have
that's
concentration anymore, do you? Or do you? You're not doing Witch Bolt and another spell.
Oh shit, yeah. I don't look
Yeah.
like a dragon anymore. Never mind. I keep forgetting about that.
Do you have to concentrate on Witch Bolt to keep it going round after round?
Yes, I do.
Ah,
I
so
can
then you
think-
wouldn't have looked like a dragon as soon as you started maintaining Witch Bolt.
Yeah. Let's just pretend that alter self
That's
never
fine.
happened.
Well, you still scared the guy before you cast it. If anything, it's weirder to see somebody look that way and then entirely change physically as they shoot you with lightning energy in a beam.
Yes, so...
Terrible
2d6.
con save.
There we go. 9 damage.
Oh, so close. He just about withstands it. You get him looking as close to death as the guy that you just left
No,
Witch Bolt
mate.
with.
So basically, everyone within a 100-foot radius, I believe, just hears this gigantic clap of thunder. And this guy especially hears it right in his ear.
You turn the attention of some of the elves up here. Also, I would say that you guys are fairly aware that at this point it's been a short while since the last ballista fire. You suspect that maybe they are close to firing again. Is that the end of your turn, Taryn?
Yes, that is everything.
Cool. It is then purple team. This one's close to Aresia. He's going to go for Aresia. That's a 16 again, so that will hit. 5 damage, Aresia. Melee damage.
Okay. Oh, I'll take it.
Okay, cool.
How much was it? 5.
5, just 5. Livia's
Okay.
not on this plane of existence. The next purple is going to go for blue 2. That will hit. Terrible damage. What's his health like? Oh, he's fine. So, only slightly knocking him down. I'm not doing the Starving Military exact in terms of health. I'm more just taking them down notches. They're working more like how many times have they been hit. This one's going to fire at that blue 2. It's going to hit. It's going to take him down, unfortunately. So he's gone. I don't need this guy, I don't think. Because Asteros is blue 3. Yeah. We're on purples, right? Yes, we are. Are there any more purples over here? Only this guy. This guy's moving next to the ballista, but he's not in a position to fire. Vice, you are up. The fight is looking sporadic at this point. It still seems like you could potentially lose. Your forces are running thin, and they are numerous, but you do recognise that these are certainly frontline foot soldiers. They're not ready for the level of experience that specifically your party has. You look around at the other squadrons and they've held on a fair bit longer than some of the Wood Elves have with their potentially superior training or possibly their experience in these kind of battle situations, but they are running low.
Okay. Damn it. Okay, I'm just going to continue heading west. Okay, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to move here.
Okay, still invisible.
Still invisible. For now, and that is my turn.
Okay, cool. Dropping that damage. Aresia, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack the yellow one next to me.
Mhm.
Oh, where did that come from?
really
Ignore
wanna
that.
attack. I really want to attack, but I can't. Or else I'm going to lose it.
That'll hit. An
next
18 will hit.
Yeah.
It's Nemea afterwards, but there's a whole bunch of other shit to go down first. Yeah, he is fully destroyed.
Okay, and can I attack with the other sword, the purple one behind him?
You can.
Thank you.
That'll hit.
Right.
Nine damage.
Is he still standing?
Sorry, one sec. How much damage? 9.
9.
He is just still standing because he hasn't taken damage.
Okay. Can I use my bonus action to hit him again? With
Yep, you can try.
So
Roll to
fine.
hit.
Yep.
That'll hit. It doesn't matter. You can't do less than 1 damage, and he only has 1 health.
No.
So he dies. You bring the first blade in,
Get out
cutting
of
up the
here.
bow. The other one going in for a stab. He manages to parry it just slightly, and you catch his side instead. And as he's at this awkward sort of parrying your first blade position, he looks back and sees the other blade ready again in your other hand as you just slide it into his throat, and he goes down, kind of bleeding on the ground. Anything else on your turn?
That's good.
So it is
I'm happy with
then
that.
yellow guys. Who's that? Taryn? This one's going to fire at Taryn. Oh, that's terrible. Actually, it might still hit you. 13. It does not still hit you. This one's going for this one. Awful. That's a miss. This one's going for Asteros. I think Asteros' AC is higher than this. He's higher than a 16, right? He's
I'd
on like a
say-
17 or 18. He's got a shield. He's got heavy armor. I think he's around an 18.
Yeah.
He's very, he's well built.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
with
I
a
don't
shield, that
think
would give
he's
him plus
getting
2.
hit.
Yeah, it must be.
This one's in melee range though. That will just about hit. We're going to roll for this guy. Yeah, that's him down. Squad 3 is Asteros' squad, so I can delete him. Losing forces over in the west. That's a miss, so not so bad. Oh, he would have survived it anyway. Cool. It is then Asteros' group. Hearing the clicking move into position, Asteros looks back at the guy here and sees Nemea at the same time. He looks over at this ballista and just says to you, Nemea, "Run, demon!" and runs this way. And
Hey.
he's going to go
I mean, he's
this way.
helping.
This guy already had his turn, but he has a reaction. That's not good enough. But it is Asteros' squad. Do you know what? He's going to get over here and try and kill this guy. That's not bad. And he's taking some damage. He's going down. That one's dead. Who else is number 3? This one is. He's going to move in. That's good. And that's not bad. Ah, he hasn't taken damage. So he's still standing. Any other blue 3s on the map? Nope. It is then the ballista's turn. I need Asteros running in to take the brunt of this. And no one else. It's all squadrons that you guys aren't a part of. Okay. 3, 8, 11. Ah, she can't be hit from that angle if that guy's getting hit. Cool. Oh, they're going to take it too. I didn't think of that. So as some of the ballistas fire, you hear screams from both Stalvan forces and the Elven enemy, as it seems a number of people in the distance are killed. Nobody's near Asteros. He's good. It's then Nemea's turn. Nemea, what you're thinking about is why you're rolling when you cast. I don't know if you can hear me, Nemea.
10.
There we
Yes,
go.
sorry.
10. Is that to... What are you doing?
That was your thing that you want me to roll.
Ah, yeah. What are you casting?
I was going to Eldritch Blast. I'm going to go for this ballista.
Okay, cool. You've rolled a 10 or higher, like, the whole time, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I haven't rolled
Cool.
anything less.
I didn't think so.
My lowest so far is 10.
Yeah.
20.
To hit, that'll hit, yep.
All right.
5 damage.
That's not
to
amazing.
this ballista,
But it has taken some damage already, so as the
I'm
Eldritch
gonna
Blast
move.
fires through, it seems to be getting weaker. You, specifically, being magically inclined, can tell that the energy is waning around this structure. Livia, you're up.
Cool. I would like to come back from my blink here.
Okay.
I would like to move my spiritual weapon 5, 10, 15, 20. No, wait, is that right? Did I do
That
that
seemed
right?
to move too when you said
One
20.
more. Yeah, I think I dropped it in the wrong place. So I want to attack yellow 8.
Yep, that is an 8. Go for it.
Oh wait, that says TR, not R.
That'll miss.
13. Oh my god, so annoying. I keep rolling terrible. And then I will cure wounds Taran.
Okay, so Taran
So
will
he will
receive
take
full
8
healing, will
plus
he?
5, which is 13,
13.
plus 3, which is 16.
Because
'Cause
your
I get
heals
three-
come with
three-
extras.
Extras, yeah, 2 plus spell level.
So Taran, you recover
Uh,
16 HP.
Hell yeah.
And this is our force, right? Blue 2. Yeah.
Blue is your force, yeah.
All the blue, yeah.
I will return that healing force with a slight, just sort of turn around nod.
And then, where the fuck is Nemea?
She's miles away. She's down here.
Yeah, fucking brilliant.
She's assisting the Western squadrons.
While running away from her healer. I'm gonna move to there. 35.
Bless.
And then
Livia's
roll
spending more
blink.
time running around
And I'm gonna roll blink.
chasing
And I'm going to
people.
start doing the squadron turns.
It doesn't do anything.
Okay, so this one's going for him. This one's going for the ballista. This one's going to go for purple. Let's roll those. Nat 20. A bit low,
Oh.
but probably enough to hit the ballista, and that's a miss. So that guy's fine. Nat 20 guy gets... That's 3, 6, 8. He's gone. So the Western force is starting to look a little bit better, as this ballista is taken down by one of the closest members of Squadron
Nice.
4. They unfortunately don't manage to take down this elf, and that's Squadron 4. Then we have green forces. There are not many green forces, so we'll go left to right. That'll hit. Yeah, he's fine. Then we have Taran. That is a 20. 8 damage, Taran. 8 damage total, not 28 damage. And then the one that you were blasting before is going to short bow, arrow you. Ah, that's awful. Yeah, that's like 11. That'll miss. It is then Squadron 2. Squadron 2 is this guy, and this guy's going to go... Actually, he's going to go here and try and take out the people behind Asteros before he attempts to join Asteros. That's definitely a hit, and that's going to be a miss. Not bad damage, though. Has he taken a hit? He has. He is gone. So, as the forces run down the middle, the dwindling forces that are there, one of them runs to support Asteros in what seems to be a final stride to take down the last remaining ballista. Another one moves in to assist you, Taran, with the one closest to you, but as he swings out, the wood elf kind of ducks it a little bit and turns back towards you. It is then your turn, Taran.
Nice. I'm going to...
Clicking of ballista sound is getting closer and closer to the finished... stoppage of noise that you've heard so many times in this battle.
Don't like that. Or maybe I do. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to use the last little bolt of my witch bolt to slam at the guy behind me.
You'd have to recast it.
I thought I succeeded on my things.
Yeah, but you can't cast other concentration things, can you? Or can you cast?
That was
Witch
the
Bolt
most recent
repeatedly?
concentration I had
But
on to sell.
I thought you had to always do Witch Bolt on every subsequent turn, or you
Otherwise
lose it.
drops.
No,
Because,
it's
on a
only
hit
if you
target,
use an
each-
action.
And on each
instead
of
of
your turns for the
Witch Bolt,
duration,
I'd
you
use
use
it
your
every
action
turn.
to do damage to target. Spell ends if you use your action to do anything else. You
Yeah,
attacked
I used
this
my
one.
bonus. Yeah, I used my Witch Bolt first, and I ran over, and I used my bonus with the sorcery points to do Thunderclap.
Is Thunderclap an action?
It is, but with sorcery
You
points,
turned it
became
into a bonus.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll allow it. That makes sense. I don't know if
I
it
think
if it falls that way properly, but it sounds good. I like the logic behind it. I'm happy to go with it. So yeah, roll the damage. He dies.
Scroll up. 8. And then I'm going to do exactly the same thing,
Okay.
and I'm going to do my sorcery points, and I want to attempt to finish this guy off and clap my hands right near his face.
Okay.
So he needs to make another con save against 16.
That is a 7.
Okay, that means 2d6.
As the energy flies out around you,
11.
not to the same degree. He's dead. He only had 1 health. Not to the same degree as Vice's thunder waves, but still with some force. It's mostly the sound that catches people off. And as you do it this time, not only are the elves that were facing your way before more drawn to you, this one is basically this one here. It's basically the only one still looking at Asteros approaching them as they begin to turn the ballista.
Wonderful.
And that is that is the end of your turn.
That's
I assume?
everything I can do, yeah.
Cool. So this one is coming for you, Taryn.
Oh, I wish I had action,
Oh,
sir.
that's not great. Oh, it might be enough. 15 is what that adds up to.
Yeah.
Yep. 9 full damage on that one. This one I'm going to say is going for Aresia because I've said that only that other one is going for Asteros. That's awful. That's an 11, so that'll miss Aresia. Is that it for purples? No, there's one over here. So he's going to go for our guys. That's a hit. Terrible damage. But he's very low, so this guy drops. Another one of the Starving Forces down. Vice, you are up. Having remained invisible for a solid portion of this battle, what do you want to do?
Well, things just keep changing. So my original plan had changed twice now.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I'm just going to have to...
You can see their forces in the distance, but as they've bolstered other parts of this fight, like I say, the fighting is off to the right, the fighting's off to the left. You can start to see the cracks in their forces that are allowing you to see what is supposedly their capital off into the distance. You're reminded of the fact that your objective is to decimate these forces and move on to the capital. It's difficult to fully take in what's going on everywhere because of the numerous trees. You're right in the center of the Wandering Wood at this point. These trees are 80 to 100 feet tall. The canopy at the top is massive and thick. What do you want to do?
For now, I'm going to suck it up. I'm moved, and I'm just going to attack this purple 5, I think it is. Is that
Yes.
5?
It doesn't matter. You've pinged him enough times for me to know who he is.
Yeah, sure. Can I
haven't
just...
seen you move on my screen. Is my thing timed out?
I don't know. He's moved on my screen.
Oh.
Feel free to reload roll 20.
Yeah, I'm at.
Yeah, so I just want to attack the
one next to the ballista.
Next to the ballista, please. Yeah, with my arrow.
That's fine. It's worth saying that the ballistas are firing without operators.
Yeah, that's fine.
So roll to hit.
I mean, I got no ability or way of hitting that thing without. Because basically everything needs to hear.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you break your invisibility. If they need to hear, do I need to make a roll or is it just a roll to hit?
No, I'm just gonna attack with a crossbow.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah.
Yeah.
Roll to hit. 15 will hit.
And 10.
Nice. Okay, he goes down. So as Asteros is charging towards, you fire off... Was it a crossbow, did you say?
It was,
Yeah, you fire off this crossbow bolt, and Asteros is charging towards this guy. He sees the bolt fly just off to the side of him and take this guy down, and he turns slightly in his running and charging towards the one right in front of the ballista instead. That's your whole turn, Vice, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, Aresia, you're up.
Cool, I'm going after this yellow one over here.
Okay.
Where's my little... And I am going to face him. I'm not going to have my back to him. I will attempt to hit him.
Mm-hmm.
Does that hit?
Yes. Damn, plenty of damage. Okay, so previously undamaged, you stab this guy straight down, kind of like clavicle into the chest area. He dies almost instantly. You've got more movement, you've got more attacks.
Yeah, I'd like to go after this dude in front of me there and attempt to hit him.
Freaking
16 will hit.
Yeah, rolled a 10 damage.
10 damage, yes.
Yep,
Sorry, I didn't
so-
see that was damage. He dies.
Mhm.
Same thing. You run in and sort of like half jump, stab down. You bring it out. And as the other one kind of goes a bit low, ready to almost sort of judo style, he's looking to throw you aside a little bit. You get in close, and without even having to jump this time, you just stab down with the other blade and take him down as well. You still have movement, and you still have a third attack if you wanted to. Where were you? Here to begin with? I think you've moved about 25 feet.
Yeah, so I don't think I can move, and I can't move in range, can I?
No, you've only got 30 feet of movement, so you can get 5 feet closer, but unless you've got anything to throw or fire.
No. Nah, I'm good. I'll just move there, and that'll be me done.
Okay, cool. Sweet. So we then have yellow people. This guy's going for Asteros because he is scared about this chunky dude charging straight at him, and that is a 14, which will not hit Asteros. This one begins to get a bit worried, seeing that the Starven forces are starting to overrun this fight. There's actually only about 4 Elven forces left. He moves back, and over his shoulder, you see him almost entirely full turn, as some of the other elves like run past him to reinforce and are immediately decimated by Starven forces reinforcing you guys. Some of them will run off to the distance, and there's the battle cries and clangs and like firing of weapons. He leans over his shoulder, kind of looks back, almost entirely turning. He looks up towards roughly where this silver tomb, this elven capital, supposedly is. And for the first time since the approach on this rumored location, Aresia, Taryn, and Vice, you guys are the only people close enough, because you're on the top half of the map. You all see what is essentially the borderline edge of Silver Tomb. Up in the trees, about 80 feet or so up in the trees, you see the undercarriage of large wooden structures that jut out from the wider trunks, creating a kind of wooden flooring, paneling that allows structures to be built on top of it. Each large tree housing large structures, which is intertwined with other structures built around other trees in the distance through like rope bridges, essentially. The bridges have wooden slats, so you can walk over them quite comfortably, but they're suspended in the trees. It is a kind of huge structural achievement of treehouse-style engineering, and it spreads out to a great distance beyond your sight at this point, especially because of the build-up of trees and bushes and trunks that fully obscure your vision as you try to look further into the forest. You are possibly the first humans to look on, or respective races that aren't strictly elves, to look on this capital since this supposed outsider came, however long ago it was that he arrived. And as you see this place that this elf is looking back to, he shouts in Elven. Do you all speak Elven? Vice, Aresia, and Taryn?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Do you, Vice? You're
Yeah,
muted.
he's half
He's always muted. He said I do, yeah, but he's muted.
He does though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
He wants
I
to
do.
keep the streak up, but somehow he's
So
done
you-
it twice in a
Yeah.
session.
You hear him all shout in Elvish, "Arthurius, we need the power you promised!" And he turns back, looking towards the battlefield. And some time passes, a few moments pass, before he kind of keels over, falls to his knees, and then begins to get up. And as he gets up, he grows.
Oh, piss.
Okay.
And continues to grow as his skin changes to a kind of galaxy texture on the outside, as if he's been imbued with some sort of celestial power. And you see this wood elf at the top of the map in the center, kind of top left, appear before
hell no.
you. Much larger than before,
shoot.
somehow imbued with the power that Arthurius supposedly promised them. And he looks back on the battlefield, ready to decimate you all. It is then Asteros' turn. He isn't fully paying attention and carries on running at this one. He will hit. And I think he might kill him. No, he's not been hit yet. It is then the Ballista's turn. The Ballistas see you, Aresia, coming straight for them. I don't know that it can hit you without hitting him. 15 feet, yeah, I don't think it can. So, I think for maximum damage, I'm going to go for Taran. Taran, can you make a dex save, please? And the other guy can make a dex save as well. He saves.
Nope.
Oof. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong die. You take 14 bludgeoning damage as you are slammed to the ground. The other guy
Big
takes
ouchies.
half. He's okay, so he just about survives, the other guy. He's kind of knocked to the ground, manages to crawl back to his feet. And yeah, hefty damage for you. Nemea, it is your turn.
Right. I am going to hit the middle, whatever the
Ballista.
one's name. Ballista, that's.
I feel like I had an
The
image for
thing.
Silvertune, but I don't know where it is.
No, 25.
That'll hit.
30.
That will wreck it. Yep, that ballista crumbles as you slam it, I
And
believe,
I
with
roll-
Eldritch Energy.
My D 14.
What's that for? Ah, your roll
The-
for
yep.
thing, yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
high enough. You're fine. Nothing seems to happen.
Oh, I'm also going to move up a little bit. I forgot.
No problem. Livia, you're up.
Phew.
I sort of had a
Um,
picture for Silvertune, but I don't think I
I
kept
would like to move my thingamabob
it. Your sword.
sword to
Uh-huh.
there.
Cool.
Plus 8. Oh
That'll
my god!
miss.
The last 4 hits with it, I've missed. I've rolled under a 6 on every single one. Oh. And then I'll move here and cast Cure Wounds at first level on the Maya, which means she takes 8 plus 5 plus 3. What was it last time? 13.
8 plus 5 is 13 before your
13
3, so
plus
it's 16.
3 is 16.
So you recover 16 health, Nemea. It's then squad 4. They will hit this guy. That's probably enough. I don't think he's got much. Oh, he hasn't been hit.
I hadn't finished moving, but okay.
It's fine. Move and we'll carry on. Yeah, that's fine. It's then the green people. This guy's going for this person. That's a miss. Is there any other greens? No. It is then squad 2. Squad 2 is one man. He moves up. He's going to fire for the yellow that you're all focusing around. That's a nat 20. That's cocked. Okay. How much health does he have? 4. He dies. Taran, you're up.
Basically, I'm gonna chug me a potion because I'm hurt.
Good shout.
Maximum healing, you don't roll.
Yep. And then I'm going to use the dash action and go as far over here as I can. A bit back just for shits and giggles, and then that'll be my turn.
Okay, next is purples. We have one purple. That'll hit. How low are you? You are too low. This guy dies. And that's purples. Vice, you're up.
Yep.
Oh, this guy doesn't have a
Hi.
colour. I've just realised.
Mhm.
Hang on. There we go.
He is Cosmo coloured.
Okay, terrible AC anyway, so he can
Is he
go...
like a Cosmos?
Where's the proper end? That'll do. Sorry, Vice, carry on.
Oh, would they, considering his size, would that be close enough,
Yes.
or would I have to be the next one?
No, you're close enough.
to-
He
to-
might
to
not
be-
have to be that close to you to hit you,
Mhm.
but you need to be that close to him to hit him.
Okay. Sweet. could I? And apologies, I just literally thought about it. Know what you were saying about the
About the what?
about the rules about timing.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just trying to
Right.
blitz through.
So can I cast bestow curse?
Yeah, sure.
Please. On
Is it a
its
save or
deck?
something, or does it just happen?
No, it is a save.
You rolled a 5, so probably a fail.
With some save and throw.
Yeah, it's a fail.
Cool. Cool. And I'd like to give him disadvantage on attack rolls.
Okay, cool. Is that at the end of your turn?
Yes. No. Can I move back? I'll move back.
Okay.
Um,
If you're moving back, he's going to hit
hang
you.
on, I'm in the tree.
That is a 20.
I'll move here. I'll move here. That's fine.
You're not moving back.
No, I'm not moving back.
Okay,
I'll move to
Aresia,
the
you're
right.
up.
Okay, I will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to move here. Actually, I'm going to move there.
Okay.
Just standing ready. I'm just on guard. I'm not going to take any action.
Okay, cool. That is then yellow. Yellow are gone, I think. Yep, yellow's gone. Taking that off. Asteros. Oh, I didn't mean to skip past him, but he's going to move in, and he's going to try and attack. That's a nat 1. Next to the ballistas. The ballistas are gone. Nemea, you're up.
Right, I am going to use my ability Cosmic Conduit.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast this spell. Any element.
Any what?
Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm in range. Which is this? Is this token Taran?
This one's Taran.
Where's blue for? Oh, okay, right.
This one's something else.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
within
what is
range.
blue 4? Taran has blue 4 on him for some reason. Oh, no, that's not Taran. Taran has some stuff, doesn't he? Have I deleted Taran?
That is me. I am the one with the little wing, blue 4.
Yeah,
Oh,
you gave us
blue 4.
all numbers 1, 2, 3, 4,
Ah,
5.
yes, good. That's fine. Let's take your numbers off.
The other one is the old layout token,
Yeah.
which is probably why you thought it was me.
Yes. That's fine. I'm going to take all your blue numbers off. That was just useful at the start. It's not useful anymore. Cosmic Conduit. Cast a spell using a Warlock spell slot. Cast a spell from any enemy or ally within 30 feet. Enemy takes 1d10 fire and gains 1... Ally gains 1d4 HP once per long rest. So you're doing it
So
on
should I just
Taran, are
roll
you?
normally?
No,
Yeah,
he
so
receives 4 HP.
4 HP.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just roll normally, assuming.
Is there a roll? Because that doesn't describe any sort of roll.
Well, it says enemy takes 1d10 fire damage, so surely I need to roll a 1d10 and a hit?
Well, it says cast a
Or
spell
no?
using a Warlock spell slot. Cast this spell from any enemy or ally within 30 feet. An enemy takes 1d10, an ally gains 1d4. So if you're casting it from Taran's position, then he recovers 1d4. If you're casting it from an enemy position, then that enemy would take
Then they
1d10.
take-
Yeah, you don't get both
Ah.
because you're picking the person and then the
Okay,
effect
that's what was
occurs.
confusing me.
Yeah.
That's what was confusing me.
If
Right.
that's all
That's
the
what I
writing you have, then that's how it reads to me.
Yeah. So do I get to roll an attack? I'm so confused.
Well, is that
Surely
an
I do,
action?
right? It doesn't say because I'm pretty sure that is this a
Alright.
homebrew thing? From
Let
us?
me-
I'm pretty
let
sure
me
it's in the
find-
compendium thing.
Let me
Sorry,
find
this is really
Fallen Exile.
long.
That's fine. This is just a rule check rather than you taking too long. So let me find your character, player info.
Surely I can just roll an Eldritch Blast. I don't know.
Not to heal. First level, the exiles, blah, 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 blah. Whenever you cast a spell using a Warlock spell slot, you can choose to cast that spell as though you were located in the space of an enemy or ally. When you cast from that space, the enemy takes 1 when you cast from space. I see. Okay, yeah. So, basically, all you missed was the word "when," and that changes the entire thing. So, you're casting a spell from somebody else's position within 30 feet. If that
Yeah.
somebody else is an enemy, they take 1d10. If that somebody else is an ally, they heal for 1d4. So you're casting it from Taran's position, he heals for 1d4, but then the action is the actual spell. So your spell now goes off. What spell are you doing? Now it's taking too long.
Shit. Yeah.
Give me a
can I cast it?
D20.
I'll just bluff.
Yeah, sure.
Cast
Give me a
it.
D20 first. Still high enough. And then give me
So that
a
was,
to hit.
That was at 12.
That's not. Oh right, I see. You're going
I
the other way
missed.
around. Fine.
Yeah.
So the 10
I
misses
missed.
and the 12 is higher than every other roll, so you're good. Livia, you're up. Move retroactively if you want to, Nemea. If you haven't.
All done?
Yeah, Livia, go.
Oh, it can't get close enough. I'm gonna have to just move it. Like,
Move it some of the way. Yeah.
no.
That seemed like more. There you go.
And then
What's this? Sorry.
That's a marker on the galaxy elf to say that he's cursed.
Oh, okay, thanks.
And then I would like to. How much can I move? Oh, I can move that far. That's good. I will move this far.
Okay.
And I will cast Cure Wounds on Aresia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you.
So what's that, 16?
Level, 16.
You recover 16 health, Aresia?
Does it not count? Is Beacon of Hope not still active?
It is. That's why it's just straight 16 instead of rolling for it.
Okay, I'm so confused. What
Why?
was the maximum health though?
That is the maximum health, 16. Normally
Oh.
it's a D8 plus 5 plus 3, but I don't have to roll the D8
okay.
because it's maximum. So you're just getting 8 plus 5 plus 3, which is 16.
I'm with you. Okay, I'm with you.
Is that your whole
Thank you.
turn, Olivia?
Move to sword. Yep, done.
Cool. It is then Green's. There is one Green. He's still fighting the dude.
Oh,
That's a
about
miss. It's then Squad 2. Squad 2 is going 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to try and attack. That's not bad.
Disadvantage, yeah.
No, this guy doesn't have disadvantage to hit the Galaxy Elf.
Who?
He's on your side.
The Galaxy Elf. The Galaxy Elf. Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about the Giant Elf.
The Giant Elf is the one I've been calling Galaxy Elf, but this guy was on your side. The one that just moved in and hit him, came along, stood right next to you, and then slashed out at the thing, managed to catch him, and that's his turn. Taryn, you're up.
Hey, I'm going to cast Milf's Minute Meteors.
Mm-hmm.
And then immediately in response to that, I'm going to use one meteor on Galaxy Elf, sending it behind him for game's sake, so that I'm not hitting people.
Uh-huh.
And then the other one for purple one over that way.
Okay, cool. Is there any sort of save?
It is bonus actions. Each creature within 5 feet must make a dex save.
Okay, so that is a 16 for Galaxy Elf and a nat 20 for the other one.
So yes and yes. And I'll just take
I
half
assume.
damage.
Yeah.
So that would be for the Galaxy Elf, and then that would be for the other one.
So that's 1. He's okay.
Not great, but oh well. And then as
Damage
a
is
bonus,
damage.
I'll drink another pot.
Cool.
So give me my
Good
10
shout.
health.
It is then the elves' turns. Purple elves. He's running. But in the theme of this, he's getting reinforced. So I'm going to say he's going to shoot purple-blue. Not purple-blue. Blue-4. That's an 18. That's cocked. That's a 1. She's pretty low. That's the only purple elf left, isn't it? Yep, there's only 3 elves left. Vice, you're up.
Great. Yeah, I'd just like to attack, please. Big Galaxy Elf. With Dissonant Whispers.
Okay. Any sort of save?
A Wisdom save.
That's a nat 1.
Oh, wonderful. Cool. Woo!
15. Nice.
Oh, baby.
Cool. Is that your whole turn?
Yeah, I'd like to move, but that's fine. I'll just move here.
Okay.
It's still within 5 feet, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Aresia, you're up.
Cool. I'm gonna get behind Elfie Boy.
Mhm.
And
Surrounded now.
yeah, I'll turn myself afterwards. And I'm gonna hit him at least twice.
Cool.
So why is my copy and pasting not saving? There we go.
Miss.
Alright. Favorite blade.
Hit.
Alright, I used my bonus to hit a third time.
That'll hit.
Okay, so favored blade then is 7.
Okay.
And siphon blade is 13.
Cool. So, suffering all the damage that he has, you can see that his full body is kind of like, even though he's huge, these gashes are big as well. The wounds that he had before have grown with him too. And although he's huge in stature and kind of has this strange ethereal galaxy-esque texture flowing over him, you can see that he is weakened. You stab one blade in to his leg and almost use it as leverage to kind of pull yourself up and stab the other blade up into the stomach. Fortunately, you're using 2 long swords. They're quite lengthy blades, and you manage to bring one of them high enough that he goes down.
Woo!
He drops.
Kill a blow.
As you deal this blow and he crumbles forwards and falls down, see if this guy makes a dex save. Yeah, he does. He manages to jump out the way. And he kind of falls this way and dies. You look around the battlefield, and from what you can see in the distance, because there's a lot of trees blocking the view, this is not the only elf to have been turned by the power of this outsider. And there are numerous other big galaxy-textured elves in the fights. Some of them surrounded by Starven units, some of them wiping out Starven units as they move through. However, what is clear to your group is that the route to the capital is now clear.
Nice.
And you're able to essentially head north.
I want
from
to
this
charge
position.
the capital.
I don't have anything for
There's still
Silver
a
Tomb.
handful
I
of
thought I had a
elves.
picture. There's only 2, I think. So we're just going to zoom in on the Wandering Wood right here. So, as you push through, the remaining couple elves around you guys flee, die. Some of them manage to kill a couple Starven units and push forwards. But you are at the back of the battlefield now. It's your choice whether or not you want to carry on fighting, or push on to the capital, or entirely retreat. Obviously, you know what you've been asked to do. What do you guys want to do in the heat of battle?
I just want to turn to everyone and say, I feel the presence of my spirit, and I need to go into the capital. If they wish to fight and make sure Stalban military lives, that's their that's you guys' decision. But I'm going forward to the capital regardless.
Okay.
With Nemea, either way.
Okay.
I'll just shout, we'll go with you, and then call back to Astros. Take care of the dregs.
You see Astros sort of heavy breathing, not looking great at this point. Definitely not at death's door by any means, given how much damage he took throughout this entire fight. And that one marked elf with the purple circle, as you sort of shout this back to him, Astros turns back around and just like punts this guy with his warhammer and like shatters his face as he like gets the weight of it, lifts him off the ground for a moment, and he lands back down just dead. And he kind of looks back at you, Aresia, and is just like, doesn't even say a word, just kind of cocks his head like this is what he does. He's almost happy, and then he turns around looking for more to wipe out.
Okay.
Livia and Vice, are you guys moving in with the group?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Following along.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
cool. So, as you move towards Silver Tomb, you see archers in the treetops above you. They're elevated to such a degree that they're almost at their, or some of them, certainly the ones using short bows, are almost at their full range and are waiting for any forces to push through to actually start firing. As a number of Starven forces push along alongside you, all of you are running towards some of the larger trees, assuming that there's some sort of way up. It hasn't really been clear at this point how elves are getting up and down. The force was here when you guys arrived. However, as you run forwards, I need everyone to make a dex save.
Here's a quick question.
Yes.
Do these treetop houses and stuff look like the ones from my vision?
Roll history.
Okey-doke. There's my deck save first.
Okay, that's low.
Yeah, not good.
Livia, was yours the 12 at
Yeah.
the top? Yeah. So Livia, Aresia, and Taryn, you all take 2 piercing damage as you are caught by some of the shortbow arrows. The longbow arrows are being fired at a much greater distance into the battlefield. Taryn, I mean, a treehouse looks like a treehouse to some extent, but yeah, you'd say these are reminiscent of the ones you saw in your vision.
Cool.
As you move
Just
on
wanted to know.
forwards, yeah, that's cool. As you move on forwards, being buffeted by the occasional like slew of arrows and having to dodge them, shields up as you carry on moving, you see that there is a system of kind of lifts, like wooden pulley style treetop lifts that go down to the bottom and all the way up to about 80 feet high, the top. They're not manned. And they don't have like a rope that you have to pull. They seem to be imbued with some kind of magic. They are small. And you can see that military forces are going up in them and then disappearing into the canopy above, past some of the lower hanging branches that have leafed foliage enough to kind of half obscure what's going on up there. As you guys are seeing these lifts and half deciding what to do, there's a number of soldiers that are running alongside of you. Some of them getting hit by arrows and falling to the ground. Others are like stopping alongside you momentarily before running off, catching their breath almost. One of them gets close to you, Aresia, and just says, "We can do it, Lieutenant. Let's go up." And he runs on forwards, gets close to one of these contraptions, steps in it, and it starts taking him up. It's really only big enough for one person. And you can see them all kind of going up at different distances at different times. I would say that it's probably going to take like a solid kind of maybe 20-ish minutes, maybe a little bit less, to get all of you up the same one. And you're getting buffeted with arrows the longer you stay down here. So, why don't we have all of you roll perception?
Perception.
Okay.
18.
18.
Yep. Livia. 13. Okay, so Aresia, Vice, and Taryn. You can see a number of other similar lifts in the distance, built onto the side of some of the larger trees. And it's clear that there are several lifts that will all take you up to roughly the same locations in this treetop capital. Certainly quicker than waiting and going up in the same one.
Yeah. I mean,
Knowing that it's quite a like wild battlefield, sort of pat on the shoulder,
Yeah.
gesture towards them, and then just be like, "Go."
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go in. Well, you kind of all rolled the same, but Aresia, you're certainly highest. So, Aresia, you have the opportunity to run to one of the distant lifts and get in. You can see some of the others are closer to the group and coming down, but you definitely seem to have noticed one coming down in the distance. You don't have to go up in it. You can tell the others and send somebody else instead. What do you want to do?
I will send. I'll send Taryn.
Okay.
Point Taryn that
Cool.
way.
Taryn, do you agree? You head on up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fully.
So it takes you some time to run over to that lift. It was a fair bit in the distance. In that time, another slew of arrows comes down. Can I have everyone make another deck save? Taryn, by the time it comes down, you're too close to the lift, so you don't need to roll, Taryn.
Oh, okay, never mind.
So Aresia fail, Vice fail. Was the 18 one of them? Is that Nemea? Yep. So, just Vice and Aresia. 2 damage.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Taryn, you reach this lift. It's a kind of well-made, but very simple, dark wood structure. There is a kind of gate bit that swings that you can pull closed, and as you step onto it, the gate is slightly open and it's not moving. If I could draw it, it is basically, this is the tree, and the thing that's come to the ground is sort of this shape.
So are we talking like a kind of like hot air balloon basket sort of thing?
Ish.
Sort of little
Yeah.
round area.
Yeah.
That's how I saw it.
Mm.
So I've done a crap drawing on there to give you some rough idea.
It's actually very helpful.
yeah.
So the gate's slightly open, and it's not going up as you stand in it.
I will close that gate.
It begins to ascend as the gate is closed. It's a lengthy journey, but as you're ascending, you can see as you pass certain points of the height of some of the other trees, you can see a bit more of Silver Tomb. It's a very ornate and proudly constructed capital in the treetops. It's not like back garden tree houses or anything. These are really well-made designs and structures. Things, you know, some of them shaped in ways that you would have never even thought of. The architecture is unlike anything you've seen before. A complete opposite to Stalvin and some of the things that you have seen the likes of. You see some of the structures that look more functional. And there's definitely like larger sections of the flooring that allow for multiple structures, but it looks as though generally, whereas if you were walking around a place, you'd have the pavement and the kind of grass in between. If you imagine there's plenty of pavement everywhere, but the grass is just a drop down to the floor. Coincidentally, where the grass is. So there's plenty of space to move around, but it's not as full as being on the ground. You get about kind of 40, 50 feet up. Before one of the other lifts comes back down towards the group. Who's going up?
I'll go.
Going. Yeah, I was going to suggest the mayor.
Okay, that's dice roller. I want the. Fuck it, I'm just going to write it down because it's taking too long. Who was that? That was Nemea, yeah?
Yeah.
Taran, Nemea. So the same thing, Nemea. You run to a slightly closer lift this time. You see the gate open, having gone inside.
I close it.
Mm-hmm. It begins to head up. The rest of you see this, by the way, except Aaron. He's miles off.
I want to kind of cover Aresia as she's the last one there, so I want to like try and keep an eye on her as much as I can, even though we're going up into the branches.
You have to go a bit of a distance to reach this lift, so you can see her.
Okay.
But you're a good sort of 50, 60 feet away from the rest of the group when you go up.
Okay.
Whilst the rest of you are down there, can you make another dex save, please?
God damn.
And just in case, as I'm going up the elevator, I'm staying slightly hunkered down with my grasp to the ready to shock someone if I see someone come at me when I get to the top.
Aresia, a further 3 damage. You're the only one who failed. As you have to quickly maneuver and bat an arrow away with your sword, another one kind of lands and grazes your shin, like the calf of your leg. Nemea, yours begins to go up, and at this point, Aresia, you see that some of the lifts are being destroyed. Seemingly by elven forces. It seems that they've cottoned on that Stalvan forces are using them to get up. As a result, I need the 3 of you to roll perception.
Which 3, sorry?
Aresia, Livia, Vice.
Cool.
Sorry, I rolled bad.
That's fine. Vice, you are the only one that sees one of the lifts in a much further away position. It's like 100, 150 feet away. You can just about see something in the distance coming down on one of the further trees. It doesn't have to be you that goes up.
Sure.
Nobody has to go up if you don't want. But the descending lifts, giving you all an option, have run thin.
Yeah. So I'd like to just relay that to Lieutenant.
Okay.
So just to point out in the direction.
All right. And okay, I'll hear that, and then I'll turn to Livia and say, I think you should follow Taran and Nemea.
Okay.
Keep them safe.
So Livia goes next.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a healer.
She is.
Cool. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because we are slightly running out of time. Aresia and Vice, give me another dex save.
Oh!
And that's a pass.
Yeah,
Vice,
good.
you take 2 piercing damage. And eventually another lift comes down, again, at a solid distance in the opposite direction.
Right.
Who's going up?
And then I'm going to say to Vice, run for it.
Okay.
Oh, I already started running before she even said.
Yeah, nope.
Aresia, it's a long time before another one comes down.
Yeah.
And it's almost slightly closer to the battlefield. You realise that there was one behind you that you'd actually passed. And you get the chance to go up. Do you go up? Okay, cool. So this is the order. So I'm going to do this as quickly as possible because I think it would be a good place to end if we can get through all of this. But you are now entirely split. We have fully split the party. So the first thing I'm going to do is move the music, and then I'm going to move Taryn. Catch you all in a little bit.
Awesome.
I'm hoping that the sound works and that everyone can hear us, Taryn.
Shut up. Not loud, no.
As you eventually reach the height of the various woodwork that makes up the floor of Silvertomb, you are in a position to essentially go anywhere you want, but there is a flurry of Stalvan soldiers killing elven forces, civilian or soldier, like military, you're uncertain. If you wanted to attack elves, there are plenty around. If you wanted to assist the Stalvan forces, there's plenty of them attacking elves in the surrounding area. Some seemingly without discrimination, others are like waiting for a moment against a unarmed foe and then seeing that foe sort of cower and run, letting them run. What do you want to do?
I want to go towards the first group of people that just seem to be killing quite indiscriminately and just be like, you call yourselves human beings.
Okay.
These people are unarmed. Leave them alone.
This, the first person you approach just goes, there, it's not the same. There's huge ones. They're imbued with some sort of power. I don't know if they can do it up here. I haven't seen it, but you think that they need weapons to hit back. They don't.
Well, you should probably be going for the ones with weapons either way. If they're not fighting back, they don't want to. They're going to want to fight back if you're killing them indiscriminately. He should probably get moving to find the real force, and I'm just going to keep moving. Okay.
He has his sword to the neck of an elf that's clearly on the ground and, from what you can tell, not casting any sort of spell. Your words... Actually, I'll tell you what. Roll persuasion.
I hope it's good. My charisma's good, so...
Okay.
Hey.
You see, as you run past him, that he kind of stops for a moment, thinks about it, moves the sword away, and then sees some elves that are brandishing weapons in the distance and runs that direction. It's a different direction to you. As you continue to run, make a dex save.
Okey-doke.
Okay.
Very bad.
You turn a corner and basically just thunk into a person. And it knocks you on your ass. The person turns around and they're holding a dagger. It is a wood elf. They're holding a dagger. They kind of hold it close to you, but seeing that they've knocked you to the ground, they just run past you. A Stalvan soldier comes in from one side and goes to help you up and gets stabbed through the chest as another one passes him and cuts the throat of the elf that stabbed him. Both of them, one falls to the side dead, the other one shoves the dead elf out of the way and he falls off the edge and falls to the ground. You don't hear a thud. He runs off, doesn't even offer you a hand, seemingly doesn't recognize you and just keeps moving. You find yourself, I'm going to draw it a little bit. Hang on.
I imagine all of these soldiers and stuff, they're wearing a uniform, as it were.
Yeah, they're wearing Starvan colours. The same kind of tabard that Livia wears, except silver and it's got more silvers and blues and white rather than the golden flourish that hers has. So you're here. This is a bridge, and across this bridge, through the flurry of people that have just died before your eyes, and some trying to help you up, others not, they move apart. What you see from the other side of the bridge is somebody armored to a degree that you have not witnessed anywhere else throughout this entire battle. He has an aura about him that almost kind of chills you, and it holds you in place for a moment. He turns, and you don't recognize him, but you do recognize the armor. You can't see the face well enough. You can't see any really like splits of skin well enough. He's too heavily armored. It is the figure that you saw from your vision. And he begins to approach you.
We're the ones that
I need you to make a con save.
Okie doke.
Okay.
16.
So, as he gets close to you, he goes to reach down. For a moment, you think that he is potentially offering you a hand up, but his hand slips past yours and grips you by the kind of scruff, a little bit around the throat. Given your role, you have the chance to do something in this moment if you want to.
I heavily want, if he's just trying to grab me, I want to attempt to bat that hand away and roll off to the side to get up.
Okay, cool. Give me a strength save.
Yikes. I think that's just a flat d20, yeah. Oh, 18.
19. So he holds you by the throat. It's kind of scruff and throat, like his armor is segmented and covered. So the armor on like the thumb and finger is kind of scratching at your throat, but he's generally grabbed you in a way that isn't like just crushing your throat. He lifts you up, already wielding his blade. You see it now in a level of detail that you didn't see before in your vision. It's incredibly well made, a masterwork piece, something that you've never witnessed before. It has a handle that is kind of thin, like it fits the hand well. It's clearly been well designed to be comfortable whilst wielding. It then doesn't connect to anything. There is then a large gem above the handle, so where you would expect a handguard, where you'd expect some sort of handguard, is instead a large gem. And then there's the blade. It's a thin, elongated blade, but very long. None of the three pieces are actually connected, and yet somehow they stay in a sword shape. You can clearly tell that it's obviously magical in nature, but roll Arcana for me.
Yeah. Sure it's not. Yeah.
Okay, that's about it. This is a magic the likes of which you have never witnessed. It's way more powerful than anything you've ever come across.
Okay.
He goes to stab you with the blade, and as you struggle trying to bat his hand away, one of your gloves comes loose, and he sees the blue scales on your hand. At this point, he, moves you slightly, and you see the gap between one of his gauntlets and one of his braces. He has the same blue dragon scales on part of his arm. And the blade is, about half a foot from your chest. You can see with ease he could drive it through if he wanted to.
Can I react in any way?
What do you want to try and do?
I want to just grab his wrist and say, not this time. And I want to shock him.
Okay. How does it work? Is it a roll to hit or is it a save?
Roll to hit.
Okay, roll to hit.
And because of my extra stuff, I get my advantage.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that was 18.
18, okay.
Yes.
Roll damage. I'll tell you whether or
Which
not it
means
hits.
I get an extra d8 because of my training. So that'd be 3d8. Yeah. 7.
So as you've
Should I-
caught him somewhat unawares,
Mhm.
you suspect perhaps that an 18 would not penetrate this armor, but you managed to grab the portion where the scales were. What kind of damage is it? Cold.
Lightning damage.
Lightning damage, okay. It goes up his arm and seems to shock him. And you think you see from behind the helmet, you can see now human features of a old, but not that... He's not elderly, but he's certainly not, decades away from elderly. He seems to absorb it like somebody hardly avoiding the effects of a poison.
Yeah.
He kind of grunts. Yeah, I think you know why. He kind of grunts as though he's made a decision, and he throws you from the treetops.
In the split second, as I start to fall, I just sort of say quietly to myself, just don't prove me right.
One sec. Oh god, it's so many dice.
Oh no!
What's that? That's 6. No, that's not 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that was 6. We're gonna do some quick maths.
Say more than 42. I'm going to
Okay,
kill
so
myself.
it is. It's more than 42.
Oh yeah.
So you hit the ground, unconscious, and that's where we're leaving you. I'm gonna drag you back.
It's not really.
We
a
don't have the
problem.
music here, but I'm gonna take Nemea.
Hi.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
See you in a sec. Nemea, can you hear me?
Yes, can.
Cool.
Oh.
So yours is going to be slightly longer, I think. I'm trying to burn through them because I know that Amy needs to finish dead at 10, and she's decided to go last, which isn't helping me with that.
Thanks.
So you can hear me, yeah?
Wait.
Yes, was
Yeah, I think Oryx needed to mute for something. You got me? You can hear me? Oh,
Yes,
you're
sorry, I was
muting.
telling him to be
Okay,
quiet.
cool. I'm going to
I
need
was
you to
telling him.
respond for some stuff. So,
yes,
Nemea,
obviously. I
as
told
you
him.
as you head up into the treetops, it's a similar thing to what I described to Taryn, not that you heard it. It's a slew of people, some of them armed, some of them not, some of them elves and seemingly inhabitants of Silver Tomb, some of them starving military. They're running all over the place. Some are killing each other, some are simply fleeing, others are trying to hide. Some of the starving military are killing people that are armed, some of them are killing people that are unarmed. And you believe, having reached the top, that you are certain that you are close to the fallen exile, your patron.
I want to kind of feel it. Can I kind of do Arcana or something? See if
Yeah,
I can
roll Arcana.
really feel where the presence is. 16.
Okay, cool. I've just realised that I've fucked up my notes slightly. Bear with me.
Where you can figure out.
Yeah, I think I can delete this. I've put Livia's section in twice, but I also put it attached to yours, so it's throwing me off. Okay, cool. Have you seen the picture on the Roll20 on the main map?
Yes.
So that is an image of the wood section surrounding a trunk, and then one of these drawbridges, essentially. So you find yourself crossing one of these bridges. You realise at this point that you're going in the complete opposite direction to the rest of the party. Not that you really know where some of the party went. You knew roughly where Taryn went up, but you didn't know where the rest of them went up. And you realised crossing this bridge that it's in the opposite direction of Taryn.
Yeah. I still continue on this path.
Okay. Eventually, you find yourself in front of one of the more barricaded structures. It has much thicker doors, much bigger walls, outer walls. It seems to be made with heavier, more sort of trunks of wood rather than wood paneling. And there stands a couple elven guards in front of it that are looking uneasy. What do you want to do?
I'll go up to them, I guess.
Okay, as you go up to them, they attack you, because you're a tiefling and clearly not an elf. They're holding, spear-like weapons, and one of them goes to stab you with one. What's your AC? 15,
15.
Yeah, that's a miss. As the other one goes to stab you with one, a Stalvan military soldier runs in and manages to sort of push his blade up against the side of this guy's neck and then release it, and like a spray of blood goes over the door of the building behind as he falls dead. The one that tried to stab you pulls it back and goes to hit you round the head with it.
Can I try and counter it with my quarterstaff?
Sure, roll to hit.
Sorry, I haven't actually hit anything physical in a while. What's that? That's +3.
Okay.
50.
So as he goes round to hit you with the end of the staff and then presumably stab the staff of a military person, you manage to hit him instead. It juts him forwards onto the blade of the staff of a military guy. He pulls it out and the elf bleeds out from his stomach on the ground in front of you. The staff of a military soldier doesn't even throw you like a proper look. He clearly recognizes you and just runs on, carrying on the fight and this attack on the capital. The doors in front of you are large, but currently unguarded.
Can I try and open?
Yeah. So it takes some time. You manage to push one of them open, and in front of you is a kind of cage of energy. And in this cage is as close to a humanoid form that you have ever seen the Fallen Exile take. Previously, when you've had visions with the Fallen Exile, she's been sort of faceless and like featureless, and just has this kind of overflowing texture of like a galaxy image. Not unlike the elves that were seemingly imbued with some sort of power recently. Whoever has harnessed this power seems to be nowhere to be found, possibly out killing people or throwing them from trees. But you see before you your patron weakened to the point of death, so much so that you are certain that without some sort of transference of energy, she will die.
I just like start crying, and I'm like, oh my god, I finally found you. And yeah, I'll like stretch out my arms to her in any way that I can.
Like hesitates. You manage to kind of pass your hand past the bars a little bit. You take 2 fire damage.
Even from a meat.
As the bars burn your arm. You have, I would say, as you keep it there long enough, I'd say that you probably have a permanent burn on like the side of your right arm where your elbow is.
Okay.
Like between the elbow and your arm. It's not armpit. What's the opposite of an elbow?
Forearm?
The bit where your arm bends. That bit. So, on the side. I don't know, you can't... Can you see me? Do you have Skype open?
No, I do not have
Okay,
Skype.
cool. Well, we'll describe it later. So,
I'll watch it after.
Cool. Here, then, for later viewing. You can see that the Fallen Exile, your patron, kind of is hesitant to do whatever she's about to do. But as you are clearly in pain, she accepts this offering and takes...
I want to tell her that it's okay, and I know I've been given this power for this reason, and kind of stretch my arms out even further.
Okay. As like she sees the tears stroll down your face, she grabs your forearm, your wrist, and you grab hers, and you can feel the life energy begin to drain from your body, and it's so quick. You can feel that you go from whatever health you're at to almost dead. So you go from about half health to almost dead in a few seconds, but within the first couple seconds of that 3 or 4 second transference, your eyes kind of white out, and instead I'm going to move the music back because it's not relevant to this.
Yeah, this is dramatic as fuck.
Yeah. Instead, where the fuck are we? Here we go. Sorry, I just need to read my notes 1 second. Okay, cool. Instead, you see a vision. Seemingly the last thing that you will see before the Fallen Exile accepts this transference of energy that is sucking the life force from you. You see a man, and somehow without any sort of spoken word, you know his name. And he is called Ulfric.
Oh, okay.
You can tell that he is walking through a kind of meadow, light forest type area, and all of a sudden a being is next to him. And you can tell that it has the same life force of the Fallen Exile, but this seems to be before she fell. She is a normal human woman. She has long, flowing hair. And you can tell that she is called Aether.
Mm-hmm.
This image, I'm just going to check my notes again. Okay. I'm going to drop this bit off because it doesn't make sense. Sorry, bear with me.
Worries.
Cool. Yeah, so you can see the two of them together, and you can somehow know that the man's name is Ulfric, and somehow know that this is the fallen exile in human woman's form, for whatever reason, under the name Aether. They're clearly in love, and have been together for an extended period of time. The time switches, and they find themselves in front of some sort of what's the word? Pedestal. And in front of the pedestal, or rather on top of the pedestal, is a blade. It has a kind of thin, clearly, expertly, masterfully made hilt. And then where there would be a handguard, there's a very large gem. And then there's a very thin, long blade. None of these three parts are actually connected. They don't touch. And yet somehow they hold the shape of a sword on top of this pedestal.
Right.
Ulfric stands in front of the blade, with Aether by his side, a little bit behind him off to the right, and he seems to be conversing with something in front of him, unbound essence that's speaking to him. It speaks of a test, and that he must give up something that he loves to gain the power of this weapon. There's a moment of contemplation, Aether standing nearby before Ulfric, it's very close, before Ulfric pulls the blade and stabs Aether.
No.
She falls to the ground, confusion on her face. He draws it from her, and everything kind of fades to black. After a while, it fades back, and you see Aether, her wounds slowly heal. The stone in this dark, cavernous type place that they're on begins to sprout grass and small flowers as she begins to suck in a breath of air that she somehow didn't know she had. And for whatever reason, Aether is revived. Immediately, she's transported from this cavern and brought before another being. And as she stands before this greater being, you can tell a few things. Firstly, Aether's form has been entirely destroyed, and she now holds a humanoid shape, a womanly shape, but entirely made of air. And the figure...
Is she like glowing?
Not
Or
really.
just made of air?
She's made of air.
Yeah.
The form that she's in front of, you can tell to be the goddess of nature, Gaia. And in the presence of Gaia, you realize that Aether is her daughter, a lesser god who governs the element of air. Gaia has 4 children, one that governs fire, one that governs air, one that governs water, and one that governs ground. Solum, Aquis, Aether, and Volca. It's not uncommon for people to name their children in this fashion, in the same way that we have people called Harmony or Hope. This world has people called Aether or Volca, something like that, in an attempt to offer this naming to the gods. So the fact that she was called Aether, whilst abnormal, did not call such attention that people would think it was otherworldly. You hear an interaction between Gaia and Aether, and it seems that Gaia is furious with Aether. It's clear that it was Gaia that raised Aether back to life, but as a result of her actions, fraternizing with a mortal as she did, especially for how it turned out, Gaia banishes her from her home, from the celestial plane in its entirety, for becoming so involved with a mortal. Aether is to be banished until the day that she has learned to impart her influence as a god should, rather than directly conversing with mortals. from that point forwards, Aether became the fallen exile, who you now follow.
Ah.
Somehow this Ulfric still walks the land, and you know that to be the case. You don't know how you know, much like there's parts of this vision that have just come to you. You know that it is your job to find this Ulfric and kill him, so that Aether can finally rest and achieve her own task before she then attempts to be brought back into being once more and reunite with her mother in the halls of the Celestials. As she imparts this vision to you, and offers you her history, she chooses rather to let you die to save her. She instead is consumed and enters you.
Oh.
In this moment,
Okay.
your arm is released and you're able to pull it back quickly through the bars. You have the scar, the burn on your right arm still. The fallen exile is gone. Not that it ever came up, but you no longer need to additionally roll whenever you make magic, whenever you try and do a spell. And whilst you now are essentially host to the fallen exile, you can tell that you are her home.
No, she definitely
She still has power, nowhere near as much as she once did. She's still able to imbue your power, and perhaps even more over time as her strength regains. But you know, until you complete this task for her, she is bound to you in this fashion and cannot be released.
Okay.
Cool. I'm going to throw you back.
I feel like I would be happy with that. Feel like warm and homely, and I'd feel happy that I'd helped her. So yeah, this is a good situation.
Cool. I'm going to put you back in. 1 sec.
It's really good.
Honestly. Oh,
Hello.
Hello.
Amy, I know you said you need a hard finish at 10. Do you want me to pull you in now rather than 5th?
How? Do you know what, Josh? Do it in the order. It's fine. I'll hang on.
Okay, cool. I'm going quick anyway, so we should be fine-ish.
No
still.
worries, buddy. No worries.
I'm pulling you in, Livia. BRB. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So, heading up this lift, as you do, those on the ground eventually are at such a distance that it's difficult to spot them. But you see one of them just run, and then after a while, another one sort of walk away, and they're in entirely different directions to you. As the lift eventually reaches the top, you reach a similar situation to what I've drawn on the map, which is an outer section of wood. The smaller circle is like the tree trunk, and you're near one of these wooden rope-ish bridges. You're essentially the X. All around you, there is fighting of Stalvan forces and Elven forces. They're not all wood elves, but they are predominantly wood elves. It seems as though Stalvan is gaining control of at least a portion of the Elvish capital. As the fight rages on, there is some areas that are being reinforced, and fewer Stalvan soldiers are just roving out killing. You do cross Stalvan military killing elves. You cross elves killing Stalvan military. The occasional person fires an arrow that you dodge. And you can see that the Stalvan forces are killing indiscriminately. They're killing people that are armed. They're killing people that aren't armed. Some of them aren't killing people that are unarmed and just running on by, but it's a full mixture. You can hear a general grumble and cries of pain in one direction, one specific direction. What do you want to do?
Follow it.
Okay, cool. It takes some time, and it's a bit difficult because of the number of people, but eventually you manage to fight your way through in some instances. As you are attacked throughout this process, I'm not going to roll it out for the sake of expediency, you survive long enough to complete your journey, and you eventually find the main structure, a much larger and longer structure, where these general groans of pain are coming from. What do you want to do?
go to it.
Okay, cool. As you head inside, you see like a litter of elves of different degrees of wounds strewn across the floor, some in bed, some just on the ground. As you walk through the doors, clearly not an elf, one of them rushes you with a dagger and falls to his knee and kind of lands before you, loosing the blade as it slides along the floor, the wooden floor. This is very much, somehow you've happened across the place that the elves were housing at least a portion of their wounded.
Can I do Channel Divinity when I go in?
Yeah.
Like once I've seen that basically everyone here is wounded.
Mm-hmm. So you're using the life domain version of Channel Divinity.
Yeah. So it spreads. It's a health pool of 25. And I can split it amongst
level 6
people. Yeah.
Okay.
As I see fit.
We've just lost Amy, but I'm gonna not fuck with the cameras right now. Sorry, stream.
Is there? And then I would like to go round and, more for RP sake. Well, no. I would like to go around and use the cantrip spare the dying on anyone that looks like more severe. Like I could heal some. I don't know how many people there are, but at least that would stop people dying.
I'd say there's about 15.
Okay.
Those that are able begin to try and climb to their feet, reach for weapons to defend themselves. But as you cast this spell, your Channel Divinity, and flow the golden energy out around you, you see them sit back down, essentially, and rest up. Some of them fall back asleep. There is one who kind of rests an arm on the shoulder of somebody nearby. And it seems that they accept this offering. They're not in a position to do much else. And you manage to heal all of them to a degree that they're better off than they were before because of how many hit points you have and how many there are. Having originally cast this healing, you move through them and they allow you to pass to some degree. And you cast Spare the Dying on those that don't seem to be conscious in any sense. Is there anything else you want to do whilst you're here?
Is the room dark or are they?
It's darkish, yeah, because it's enclosed and it's this high in the canopy, but the sun's not getting through as well as it otherwise could be.
Is there anyone that looks like exceptionally bad that I'm worried about, or are
not
they
really? They all seem
okay?
pretty wounded. It seems like anyone who's able to fight is out fighting.
Okay then. Does anyone look like they're in charge?
Not really. Maybe the guy that charged you.
Okay, I'll go to the guy that charged me, and I will give him. I will give him my 14 milkweed seeds.
Okay.
And 5 dried epheria. And I will hand them to him and basically say, use these to help your people.
What language do you say it in?
Elven.
Okay.
Elvish. It's Elven or Elvish? Elvish. That's
Elvish.
And then I will ask him, has he seen a purple tiefling?
Okay.
And then describe Nemea in a basic.
He thanks you and begins to distribute them confusedly. Like he looks on you like he really doesn't understand why you're doing this. And he says in Elvish, he doesn't know who you speak of, but the bulk of... And then he kind of stops, confused again. He's like, your forces? And then he points you in the direction that the bulk of the Starving military approached Silvertomb.
Okay. I'll ask him if he knows... Does him or anyone here know of a special powerful being being held here?
Okay. He explains to you that the outsider came offering power, and supposedly moved in some sort of force that would help all elves. That his name is Arthurius, and that's basically all he knows.
Okay. So I'll get up to leave. I will. Is there anything on the side, like a beam or a torch, that's not on, or just some kind of object that I could cast light on to give them some more light?
They're
while they
not
hand out the stuff.
they're not struggling for light.
Oh, okay.
It's
fine.
dimly lit, but it's intentional.
Okay, that's fine. I will tell him to.
And the lights
look
that they
after
do
his
have seem to
wounded.
be magical in nature. They're not using torches.
And then I'll sort of sadly smile at him and just tell him in Elvish to remember that not everyone has the same beliefs or is here to do harm. And then I'll turn to leave and I'll head off towards where he said the main forces are.
Okay. He stops you and puts a ring in your hand. And it has a crest on it, a small crest, like, what's the word? Not imbued. It's not like magically imbued. It's like physically engraved. Yeah, engraved into the ring. And he gives it to you and he says, "We are the Fenharel. Show this to those who would oppose you."
Fenharel.
I'll write it in Roll20.
Oh, thanks. I'll nod and say thank you, and wish him luck, and then I will leave.
Okay. As you exit the doors once more, you feel the kind of golden, warm presence of your deity once more. She doesn't present herself to you. And before the feeling kind of passes over you, you realize that your wings are out. Some of the elves that are running nearby kind of half stop and are confused for a moment. And you see them, like, everyone at this point is at a bit of a distance from you, that they don't come close enough to do anything about it, but you catch the attention of people in, like, bridges one over and stuff like that. And in this moment, how do your current wings work?
So currently
It's a bonus action. It only lasts that turn.
Yes.
It gives you 30 feet fly
effectual
speed.
1 round gives me 35 flight speed. I use that as my movement,
35.
and I get it back once per long rest. And they basically just shoot forth out my back and let me fly for 35 feet.
Okay, so it now so it is a bonus action. It's a fly speed of 35. It now lasts a minute from activated. And during this minute, once only, when you deal damage to a single target with a attack or a spell, you deal radiant damage equal to your level on top. Also, just so it's confirmed once and for all, this does not increase your movement speed. It is, instead of the 30 feet walking or running, you can have the 35 feet walking or running. It's 35 feet flying.
Does it cast as concentration?
No.
Just for smell mechanics. Okay,
it doesn't cast. It doesn't count
and it's
as concentration.
Regained once per long rest. I've got that written down right, yeah?
I believe that changes to a short rest. One sec. So you can deal extra. Long rest. It is a long rest.
Okay. So once when I deal damage, attack or spell
during
that
minute,
1 minute, I can deal radiant damage equal to my level. So currently, for example, 45.
Yes, but only to a single target. It needs to be a single target spell or single target attack.
Okay.
So it's not added on to AoE damage, for example.
Yes, yeah, that makes sense. That's fair.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I've written those down.
Cool.
Thank you.
I'm going to chuck you back in.
Awesome.
Vice.
Yes, sir.
I've stolen you.
Okay.
Rather than do the in and out, because I'm just trying to cut it short as quickly as possible for Amy's sake. Eventually, you are able to go up in one of these lifts. As you do so, you reach the top, And after going up for a short while, you can see that Aresia does head back towards the battlefield and seemingly find a lift of her own. You reach the top, and it's like the image I've drawn. There's like a smaller circle which makes up a trunk, a larger circle which is the sort of wooded platforms around the trunk, and then these rope bridges that attach to those so that you can traverse between one tree to the next. The battle is still very much in full flow. Elves are attacking humans, starving units are attacking elves, some are unarmed, some aren't, and the fight is very much going on around you. You're able to move through it relatively unhindered. Yeah, I think so. With only the occasional sort of blow coming your way that you're able to fight back and everything and carry on moving. You saw everyone but Aresia go up. So it's your choice what you want to do, who you potentially want to follow, or if you want to find your own thing. I don't think you pick up on anything specifically. So what do you want to do?
So right now, so it looks like this here, yeah? This image
Yeah, but it's
here.
like a labyrinth of that kind of thing, like bridges everywhere, larger wooden platforms housing quite big structures sometimes, all of them around main trunks of trees that go up 100 feet high.
Okay. Can I how many pathways are around me?
You can maneuver around this trunk, and on this one there's 3 separate bridges.
Okay. Do they all lead to the same type of
They all go
place?
different directions. You can
But each the like kind of location, the direction it's going in, they all look the same, or
Yeah,
is there
pretty
any-
much. There's like same structures across other ways. Some are bigger, some are smaller, and there's about the same amount of fighting. The clang of metal is still very much going on around you. You know, the whoosh of air as arrows fly nearby.
Okay. So can I just kind of explore like?
Yeah, sure. Roll investigation for me. I can hear Sevi downstairs, but she's not coming through the headset. This is a different room. Okay, cool. You don't have a plus to investigation?
I do not.
Okay.
No, everything's 0.
Okay, cool. So, in that case, a slightly quicker story for you. As you essentially just meander around, looking for something, half looking for your party, your friends, trying to regroup, you find yourself a good sort of 2 or 3 bridges away before you think you see the back of Taran. And he is just short of being on a bridge. He is seemingly being helped up by a very large figure in dark armor.
Okay.
This figure helps him to his feet, but then continues to lift him, and you realize actually he's holding him by the throat, off his feet, off the ground. And he has a very long, well-made blade. Can you roll another investigation? Actually, just a perception for me. Because you're not specifically looking, this is just what you see. Okay, so you see the blade is 3 parts, none of them connected. One of them is the handle, another piece where there would be a handguard is quite a large gem, and then the blade is like a long, thin blade. He goes to stab Taran with this blade and stops himself, seemingly seeing something on Taran, and then throws Taran from the treetops. And Taran seemingly falls 80 plus feet. You try and see him on the ground from this height, and as you look down, if what you're looking at is him, it's not moving.
Okay. Sorry, you mentioned something about how, before I react to that, you mentioned something about the man gets, something happens, he gets distracted, and then he ends up throwing
Yeah,
it?
so he goes to stab Taran.
Yeah.
Something happens, his gaze changes, he's looking at something specifically on Taran rather than looking at Taran in the eyes. And then instead of stabbing him, like it looked like he was about to do, he throws him from the treetop.
Right. Okay.
Seemingly annoyed at the fact that he has chosen to do this rather than stab him.
Right, okay. can I attempt to attack? Like in
you're
range?
you're far too far. You're like hundreds of feet away. This is like 2-3 bridges away. You're off to the distance to the
Okay.
side. And
Sure,
having
sure.
thrown him, the figure turns and goes back the way he came.
Okay. Can I get down to where Taran's body is?
So you could spend some time trying to find a lift that's not been destroyed and make your way down. Yeah, I'd say it would take you a decent amount of time, but you're able to get down there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can I turn Taran over and check on him and see?
Yeah,
if
he seems unconscious.
Is this him? Is this actually a
You
physical
found
body?
him. Yeah. You have to go down in the lift. Like it takes a while. You go down in the lift. You see that as you're going down, you see that a starving military soldier. Basically, at the time you find a lift, you see somebody with the figure that you think is maybe Taran do something, and then carry on running and fighting. And you're sure that it's starving military. By the time that you eventually reach Taran, many minutes later, he's unconscious. Possibly breathing from what you can tell.
Okay. The you mentioned that the man in armor was his attention was drawn by something. Was there like a direction that he looked in? Is it somewhere
he kind of looked down at his arm, like his lower arm.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Is it would me trying to force feed Taran anything, would that bring him back? Or
Depends what you force feed him.
well,
I don't think this is the time for some cooking practice. If you have a health potion, you could try and force feed him a health potion.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, mark the health potion off your inventory.
Yeah.
You uncork it, you pour the liquid down Taran's throat, and that's where we'll end. So I'm going to go get Amy. I'm going to put you back in the main room.
Oh, my days. Josh, man!
Sorry. BRB.
Oh, God.
All right, I'm going to grab Amy. See you in a bit.
Man.
Aresia. Can you hear me? Amy? Hello, Aresia?
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. I'm
Sorry,
here.
I've pulled you from the main room. I know it's a little bit like, well, the sound went.
Yeah, I was like, hello? Is that Discord fucking up again?
Yeah, probably.
It's not.
So, I'm going to try and get through it so that you can come off as we spoke about. I know you said something then, but it did not come through. Can you hear me?
No, yeah, I can now, but I couldn't hear anything you said up until that.
I'm going to speak whilst you can hear me. So, you go up in the lift. You recognise that you are probably the closest to the start point when you originally started looking for lifts. But at this point, the party is so scattered and in so many different directions, and it's been so long, that by the time you reach the top, this kind of wooden flooring of Silvertomb, you can't see any of them. What you can see is the kind of makeup of this treetop, treehouse canopy, capital is the word I'm going for. Most of the larger sections of wooden flooring jut out from a tree trunk, and then they're connected by rope bridges, like I described before, like I'm trying to draw on the map currently on Roll20. And it's a like mismatch layout of rope bridges that are well enough made that you don't need to worry about them being rickety or anything, but rope bridges and then larger structures backing onto tree trunks. You specifically, as you make your way through the constant warring, the fighting of wood elves dying in front of you and starving soldiers running in and potentially looking at you for orders before turning and seeing wood elves and going to attack them. Some are attacking wood elves that are unarmed, potential casters. Others are fighting, what's the term? Tooth and nail? Is that right? Tooth and nail? Sword to sword for an extended period of time, occasionally winning that fight, occasionally being killed, and then the wood elf that kills them gets into a fight with another one. You're able to traverse through. Occasionally you have to bring your blade up and take someone down to stop them from getting in your way. But eventually you come across a larger building, and it seems to be the first one that catches your attention as you're moving through Silvertomb. What do you want to do?
I'll just investigate the building. Like, what does it look like?
So from the outside, it looks like a slightly heavier built, bigger. It's a slightly larger wooden structure, kind of just slightly taller than your height. Doors, like kind of standard size, but they're heavy doors. You have to push them a bit hard to properly move in. There are guards in front of it, but they're dead by the time you arrive.
Are there any windows?
There is. They have kind of wooden shutters on the inside, and the shutters are closed.
Okay.
So you can't see in. But as you push the door open, you see a elven woman who is seemingly snooping through papers and the various things in this room. You recognize that this seems to be the homestead of somebody, fit for one only. It's quite a large domicile. It has a kind of makeshift desk with various papers, a bed off in the corner, quite big. And the elven woman has not seen you. She's searching through things, and she hasn't picked up on your presence currently. What do you want to do?
Does she look like? Does she have anything like weapons or staffs or anything that suggests she's a fighter of any kind?
She has a sword on her hip. It's sheathed currently.
Okay, I want to draw one sword.
Okay.
I'll draw the siphon blade, and I want to quietly approach her from behind.
Okay, roll stealth.
I always pick the things. Oh no, that's +4. That's not bad. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So as you draw the sword, you get away with it without getting her attention, but you take a step forward and it creaks like most of this entire place does. And she turns. She reaches for her blade but doesn't draw it. She's clearly shocked that like you've caught her off guard, but she puts a hand up to sort of say stop, and then in Elvish she says something that you do understand. She says, she goes, no, I'm on your side, and then she kind of catches herself and in common goes, it's fine, I'm on your side. Please don't attack.
I'm going to leave my sword unsheathed and still hold it and
Okay.
ask her to explain.
As you say this to her, she goes, we didn't want this war. Not all of us wanted it. We have to find his weakness. He wields strange weapons forged by the gods themselves. And she grips some of the papers on the desk and like holds them up as if that's proof of what she's saying. She goes
Who
on
is he?
The outsider, Arthurius. I've been watching him. He seems to be trying to locate more. He has two. It's all explained, and she kind of takes a half step closer to you and then like waits.
I don't react, but I still have my sword drawn.
Okay. She sort of reaches out to pass you the papers. Ah, you've been oddly zoomed in for the long time because I need to do that. My bad. Ever since your Skype broke and then you rejoined. Do you take the papers
sorry.
from her?
I'm going to cautiously take them, but not look at them.
Okay, cool.
Like I'm going to take possession of them, but keep my eyes on her.
Okay, so she says to you, it's all been destroyed. I came back to find it so that I'd have proof. This is just the start of the story. He has two. One
You're talking gibberish. He has two what?
of these powerful weapons. They've been crafted by the gods, forged somehow, left on this plane. One is called... I'm going to roll. Okay. One is called Equilibrium's Edge, and the other Aeon's Bane. He has spoken of them with the council, but only murmurs, nothing more. I had to listen in to private conversations. He's mumbled something to himself about Dumbalin likely being the next site of one of them. And then she kind of gets closer to you once more, and she goes, "Don't you see? This must
Stop.
be the key to defeating him."
Hold yourself. Stay right there. Why do you want to defeat him if your brethren are so accepting of him?
This was not a widely accepted arrangement here. It's abnormal for us to make deals with outsiders, and we thought it would bring only ruin, and it has. It's brought war to our trees, not shores. It's brought war to our home.
Your council don't seem to think so.
We were outvoted. There were too many of them versus us, but we stood and said that it was wrong. The council is, and as she goes to say this, the other door crashes behind you, and several wood elves flood in. Let me roll, see how many attack you. I mean, they all attack you, bar a couple. It's about 5 of them. 3 of them go to attack you. Only 1 hits. You take 7 damage.
Oh, is that melee? Melee?
It is melee.
What's my health at the minute?
I can switch back to the map and tell you what it was last.
I think. Oh yeah, but I've been taking things from the
Oh,
volley
yeah.
of arrows. I was 31. Did you say 7?
7, yes.
I will.
Oh, I didn't mean to move the players. I just meant to move me.
Can I reduce that with parry?
Yes.
Okay. So that's a
I assume you're
D8.
low or about to use the last of your superiority die.
This is the 3rd or 4th. The 3rd out of the 4 I have. So
Yeah.
after this, I have 1 more.
Cool.
D8 plus. What am I doing? Parry. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, nullify it.
So you nullify the damage. In the scuffle, the other 2 pass you and grab her, but are seemingly leading her out, like as if they're bodyguards, essentially. In this moment, you realize that she must be somewhat important to have so many potentially transporting her. They haven't damaged you yet. You're free to attack back or try and stop them or leave. It's up to you.
I will pocket. I want to pocket the papers and reach for my other sword and just say to them in Elvish, "I do not wish to fight you. Do you wish to fight me?" And just see what they say.
Okay. As you're saying it, they're just still attacking you. They don't care.
Then fuck it. I'm going out. I'm not.
Cool.
But I gave him a chance.
That's fine. For the sake of expediency, essentially, why don't you roll me 3 hits, and we'll see if there's a chance for something else.
So roll to hit, yeah?
Yeah, roll to hit 3 times. Okay. So you manage to kill one of them, and the other 2 kind of hold you as the 2 and the woman get past you through the big open doors. They ferry her off somewhere, and you manage to kill the remaining 2 before coming out a little while later. And that is where we'll be stopping. So I'm going to throw you back to the main room.
Okay.
And
hello.
you can...
Aha!
We're done. That is all the mini stories. Cool. So we're done for this week.
Josh, you could not.
It's happened! Woo!
Some things happened. Stuff has happened.
Things,
the stream are the only ones that know fully what's going on with everyone. Apologies for running a bit late. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully see you guys next week to find out what's happened.
Of course.
Thanks, stream.
Some people might be dead.
Bye, stream.
Bye, stream.
Thank you. See you guys.
See you later.
Bye.